Really getting into character.
Oh, no, her character on the main game I play with her on is a tabaxi, so that's actually doubly so.
What were we doing? Why am I
All
down
right.
2 points?
So when we last left off, you guys fled away from the mist, the islands, because you have no idea what the hell was past that mist point. Really, you ran into some sort of pirate ship or something that attacked you. Um, After apparently you failed to respond properly with a code signal. Um, you managed to get clear of them after taking some damage to your ship. Your ship is now damaged, and you're heading to the nearest port, which happens to be the port of Orin.
That's right.
That takes you another day's travel, which means everybody gets a long rest.
I'm repairing my net.
Yeah, your net got shredded. Lubu, are you up for helping gather fresh rations of the for the crew with your? Oh, that's right. Did your net also get damaged, Lubu?
No.
Or just Topaz's?
Yeah. Lobu hasn't used it in battle yet.
Okay, so that means you still have the ability to gather food, as does Dovin, with good berries, instead of worrying about subtracting food and water units. Meanwhile, you notice that the Cogsworth eyes have shifted as you all start waking up the next morning.
What are they? The pink eyes?
They sure are.
I see you're on the surface today. Cool. It's been a really long time since we played. It's not clumsy, is it?
It's fumble. You're close.
Fumble. I was so close. Damn.
You're close. Hi.
Where's your friend today?
He let me out.
Oh, that's dramatic. Did he keep you trapped?
Often.
Oh, that's sad.
I mean, not really. It's like watching a movie.
What's a movie? No, just kidding.
Let me rephrase that. It's like watching a play.
Yeah. Not saying I actually watched a play relatively recently. Actually, it's gone like a week ago.
That's the tiny green one, yes?
Yeah.
It was
Moxie Waves.
It was nearly 2 weeks ago at this point.
Cool.
Yeah, it was Curse of Strahd.
She's the one that has the barrel!
Yes.
I like her.
She's very nice.
So, what are we doing?
Well, we're currently
Roll
heading back
2d100,
to...
please, Libu.
Will do.
We're currently sailing to Oret. We're going to get our ship repaired. And then... Not exactly sure what the game plan is after that. Other than maybe heading to this other point on the map.
Fair enough.
I think our original plan, it's been a while, so I don't know if this is correct, but I think our original plan is to go to Orin and then eventually go to that little island with the house on it.
Right.
I think that might have been our plan.
We were going to go to Orin, get repaired, and then report back to Saltmarsh and let them know about the pirate.
Oh, yeah. That's on the way towards the
house island, yeah.
Yeah, so.
Well, I've been thinking, guys. I think we should just get a new ship. I think we should take one of those ships from those pirate guys.
How do you plan to do that?
I just feel like, I don't know, between the lot of us, I think we could take like 60 of those guys, but on top of that, I think we could be a little clever with magic.
As a third party member here, I would have to agree. I don't think that's as a third party observer.
Well, I
Just real
I
quickly,
don't-
Lobu, did you say we could take 60 of them? You know there's like 10 of us, right?
Yeah, but we did that fight yesterday, and I think we killed like 8 guys without breaking a sweat. And that's before we realized we have a wand that can shoot lightning out of it.
You know, you're absolutely right
One of the
about that.
sailors.
Did I mention that their entire deck was full of men when I jumped up onto it?
One of the sailors also looks over towards Livu as Topaz is saying this and says, "You do realize they managed to put one of their giant ballistas through our deck. We were lucky that more didn't hit it."
Oh yeah, you guys would have to immediately get off the ship because the ship would probably sink. But we'd have a new ship.
You're suggesting we take over a 60-man ship, kill everyone on board, take their ship, and just like let ours get destroyed.
Yeah.
And then we would crew our new 60-man ship with what?
6 or
10
7.
people.
Right.
I'm gonna look over, like lean over next to Dovin and just whisper, "Was he dropped on his head?"
Noxie's doing like advanced math on her.
Long
That was-
division and
That was one ship of theirs in the fog that presumably they have control over and could drop anytime they like. And they have, however, we don't even know, however many more ships, all just like that one coming off of that island. No. It's a terrible idea.
I'm not saying we attack them there. I'm saying we follow them and get their ship somewhere else.
I mean, follow them in the fog that we couldn't see through.
There are ways.
I mean,
Here's the thing. I wouldn't be against that if our ship wasn't halfway sinking to the bottom of the ocean right now, but at the same time, we don't have the men. Our crew, they're a bunch, no offense to you all, but a bunch of commoners.
I'm
No
offended
fighting
on their
ability.
behalf.
None taken! We really don't want to be fighting! Maybe you should hire mercenaries!
Even if you are a bunch of commoners, which you are, no one really should call you that. To your face.
Thanks for the help, Topaz.
No, we need to go back to Saltmarsh because we have an impending war with Sahagin coming up.
bless
Right,
you.
but-
Bless you. Who's the Hagen?
other like demon sea creature things, it's kind of fascinating, the lore and sort of the mystique brought up around them. Like Topaz like absolutely fucking hates them, and Lobu is like sort of scared of them, and like everybody in the swamps and stuff. It's sort of fascinating. I'm kind of looking forward to seeing.
Noxie writes on us bad fishmen.
Oh, okay. I see that we were just full of bad decisions.
Well, I mean, we're trying to help people. I don't know about this taking over the ship, but the Sahagin thing seems to be like a good cause. I must caution against violence given the current state of our vessel.
That's why we need to go back and get it repaired.
Agreed.
Oh yeah. Actually, on that note, can I borrow that mirror for a while?
What for?
I just have some plans.
Just some plans.
Considering that I have already made the mistake of using this without asking people's permission, can you tell me what?
The person who will make you feel better if I tell you that the person who I'm going to be looking at is already dead.
No,
No.
That doesn't make us feel better at all.
Come on.
Why
Wants to
though?
know.
The dead don't need to consent, right?
That's
Okay, you're
I'm
not
calling the
helping your
police.
case.
So you mean to tell me you want to spy on a dead body because they don't need to give you consent for it?
their history.
This only gives you. This doesn't tell you anything. It just gives you visions.
That's all I need.
I'm
Okay.
going to stand over here now, and he does not represent my race. I'm going to be over here.
Sensing some tension.
Lobo, are you okay?
I'm doing fine. Do you want to trade
'Cause-
something for the mirror?
No, that's not necessary. But you usually don't want to rush headlong in the conflict, and now you want to spy on a dead person. Well, not spy on a dead person. That's not really what's going on. But are you okay? If you want to talk in private, we can. Like, you don't have to hide anything from us. We're your friends.
Maybe later, Delvin. For now, it's schemes time.
Schemes? Schemes are fun.
I'm just gonna slowly walk away.
Noxie has 9. Can I get in on those schemes?
Actually, hell yeah. Let's go talk about it. I got a lot of ideas.
Noxie nods ahead in excitement.
So I think if, unless this is too distracting, we can do something else too. But otherwise, Lobo's gonna like kind of crouch down conspiratorially with Noxie, and be like, "Okay, so here's the thing. You remember that awful sand belay guy?
She thinks a bit. It has been a while, so I actually don't remember the Sambole. Oh yeah, I do. He's the weird pirate guy who talked in the third person.
Yes.
Okay.
Sand belay was awful. I'm going to spy on him a little bit, and I'm going to pretend to be him, and I'm going to start spreading rumors that Zambalay is alive. In the meantime, that's kind of a bonus bit. In the meantime, I'm going to sell all this weird crap I've collected, and I'm going to do it with magical influence, and people are going to want to kill Zambalay. But that's okay, because he's already dead. So what we need to do is find bad people with big purses. You get me?
She nods. She's like writing all this down.
Oh, I did not mean to put that in there. I'm sorry.
What'd you find, Roland?
It looks pretty bad down here. Like we might need a new ship kind of bad, but that's just my personal.
Why did everybody... Don't you like the ship we have?
It's not really built for combat, which is fine. It's just that things like that happen and then our ships get sunk. So this is more built for smuggling things.
Hmm.
Oh no.
I don't do
Noxie's going to look at the ship herself.
I don't do well in water.
Roll for investigation, please, Noxie.
We don't need to be suited for war battles. We can just use this for traveling around and helping people. And I suppose if we really wanted to, we could probably outfit this ship more for battle.
Noxie, you look around and you can't figure out why Volin thinks that the ship needs to be replaced, it doesn't look that bad. A few boards, maybe a spell to fuse it to the deck, or just some good carpentry, and the ship will be as good as new. You just need a day or two in port to fix it.
Noxie goes over to Volan and shows her a sign. Stick to Captain Things, Captain.
Okay.
Oof.
Okay.
Oof.
You know what? I have determined that this ship needs to be replaced. I don't care what you have to say, First Mate.
As the bosun, I would like to object.
Have any of you had any type of seafaring experience?
Yes, I'm the one that's navigating the ship.
Sure. Topaz, you sure. I'm asking between Dovin and Noxie.
I've been on a boat before. A couple.
I once
Okay.
fell in the sewer once and almost drowned.
Also,
You know
I
what?
saw this boat in my vision, so I'm kind of fond of it. But if
you all
really...
think you could do a better job at being captain of this ship, I encourage you to take charge. Go ahead, Noxie. You're captain for the day.
Oh,
Battlefield promotion.
Noxie gets really excited.
Oh my god.
Careful what you wish for.
Do we have a flag on the crow's nest? Like at the top of it?
Oh, Jesus.
I believe you do. Yes.
Alright, Noxie's taking that down. Gonna replace it with a flag with her face on it.
Do you currently have a flag with your face on it?
Nope, but she's gonna try and make one somehow.
All right. Do you have an extra flag, or are you just going to somehow paint over the one you currently have?
It's a good question. I don't want to deface a flag if I'm captain temporarily. But then again, it would be very funny. I mean, do we have anything on the ship that could be used? Like, it looks like we got like stuff here, but that's probably just decoration of the map.
Yeah, I think that's the stuff that you already sold at port, because you had like fabric and booze and whatnot that was counterfeit or being untaxed and smuggled in. But you managed to sell that at port. That's how you made up the money for like the you've got a permanent docking permit with Salt Marsh, and you have money to pay the crew for 2 weeks.
Alright, I'm drawing Noxie's face on the flag.
Alright. Let's see. That would probably be a dexterity check.
Ooh,
To see
okay.
how good you can do it. Yep. Yeah, you do a pretty decent likeness of what your face looks like in a mirror. You have it up on the ship. It takes you about an hour to get things right. You hoist it up, and everybody sees a flag with your face on it.
Bravo. That's pretty good art, Noxie.
Did Volan have a captain's hat at any point?
Yes.
You're not getting my captain's hat. She's not getting my captain's hat. Get the fuck away from me.
I'm just gonna go over and look at the flag. Has that always been there?
Yes, in a previous form.
That's a nice flag. I
Noxie,
like that flag.
Noxie holds up a sign. As captain, I order you to give me your hat.
It's not fucking happening.
I'm remembering Keep Awake.
Lobu tries to reach down from above deck and grab the hat off Bolin's head.
That will be a dexterity check.
Can I grab his arm and try to pull him off the top?
That is also a dexterity check.
Just to check.
Yep. So, Lobu is attempting to reach down and grab your hat. He's doing it slow enough that you're able to just snag his arm and drag him down off the top of the deck.
I think he was giggling uncontrollably as he was trying to do it.
Using
Knowing
ensuing
Lobu,
chaos,
yes, indeed.
Noxie's going to steal a hat.
In this case, Noxie, sleight of hand check.
Oh boy.
You can do it.
Dovin's just gonna leave it in
Roll
for real and
in,
enjoy it.
roll a perception check. You're busy.
Damn it.
You're busy leaning over Lobu, glaring down at him for attempting to steal your hat, not realizing that Noxie has reached up, snagged the hat, and now has it on her head.
She's bolting.
This is exactly the porn book all over again. Okay. I'm going to throw a javelin shot, not at Noxie, but as a warning shot right here.
I don't think you've seen it yet. You're too busy staring
God damn
at Lobu.
Lobu, what the fuck is your problem?
Captain, all jokes aside, just and he just like points up to the top of your head. It's like, I think she got you, Cap.
She got your Cap.
Nice one.
Looking around, where the fuck is Noxie?
You know how good she is at hiding.
I know.
Roll a perception check. You have absolutely no idea. She could be hiding behind somebody. She could be up on the deck. She could be somewhere below. She could have jumped off ship. You have no clue at the moment. You can't see her anywhere.
Just gonna let out a loud, just a roar. That's it. I'm gonna angrily go to the top deck.
The hell was that?
She took my fucking hat.
Ma'am, one of your garments seems to be missing. Did you lose it?
Who took your hat, Noxie?
Yes!
Well, you made her captain.
I didn't fucking think she'd take my shit!
You made her captain. It's
Yeah.
Noxie.
Oh my god.
So is
What
the ship
part of
not
this
your
is there a
ship?
surprise for you?
Does the ship not belong to you then? Because wouldn't making her captain mean you're giving her the ship?
No, the ship is jointly owned.
It's a group effort.
So she's taking your part of the group.
For 24 hours at the maximum.
So that means you gave away your shit, yes?
No! This...
That's how it works.
You know...
Lobu's going to use minor illusion to put
That's how it works.
a captain's hat on Fumble.
You're gonna do what?
Using minor illusion to put the captain's hat on you, like an illusion.
Roll an intelligence check.
Oh, that's just pathetic. Now you've got to resort to a fake hat.
You know that it's an illusion. There's only probably 2 people behind you that have the capability of doing that.
Lobu starts pointing at Dovin.
Oh goodness, I can't do that.
Look, guys, I have a bucket for my head. Hat.
You know, Lobu, you've gotten very funny over the past few days. Very funny.
Hey, I thought we were getting a little too serious. What with the death temples and all.
I feel like I heard dice rolling.
All of you standing up on the deck, you begin to feel little drops of mists or rain on your faces. And it's gotten a bit dark, even though you know it's morning.
What's going on?
Guys, it's dark.
Is it natural fog, or are we getting chased?
It is beginning to rain. Out in the distance, you hear a sudden crack of thunder.
Oh boy.
There's a distant flash in the sky.
I'm gonna run below deck and just be like, nope. Nope, not today.
People that are good with ship
That's
stuff.
Cogsworth. That's still an open area, by the way.
Where's down? Here?
That would be under. Yeah, that's down.
Do we need to be worried about that with the holes in the ship?
I don't know.
Lobu's gonna go up to the nearest commoner and be like, "Are we gonna? Do you think? What do you think about this whole?"
And the various sailors just kind of, look at you and go, "It's just rain. I mean, you're a seal. If you're used to the water, but you're not used to water coming down from the sky, are you? You're used to being either all water or all air, right? Is that the problem here?"
It's a little weird, I have to admit, but then also that mechanical creature ran away. So I got.
I don't know anything about the about what that is. I have no idea what it is. It's still scaring me, to be honest. But you guys said that thing's part of the crew now, and we're just going along.
If I had had my way, we would have had a bunch of goblin crew members. It would have been great. All right, we'll talk to you.
I want to stand on the deck where I can see the most people in our crew. So I can cast water breathing. Just in case.
Just in case.
So, Navigator,
Yes.
please roll a survival check. You're fine. This is nothing. You aren't even lost. The wind's not even hard enough. It's not even blowing hard enough to to push you off course. You're aimed straight and true, right for the city. And by the time that the wind starts to pick up and the storm really gets going, and there's lots of flashes of lightning, and everybody on top of the ship is getting drenched, which is just kind of nice for you and Lobu.
Yes.
It's not quite as much as being under the water, but yeah, it's still better than scorching air. You finally see the port ahead. It is a massive port, actually, compared to Saltmarsh. This particular port, seems to be, fairly old compared to Saltmarsh as well. You can see, rather than the wooden buildings that Saltmarsh supported, a lot of, brick facades with some, other wooden buildings here and there, and a lot of different types of ships all scattered throughout the docks. There's definitely plenty of space for you to come in. A berth all your own.
Excellent. Try to put somewhere where, has easy access to repairs.
Alright. So you direct yourself away from the cargo loading areas and more towards the, looks like probably a repair bay of some kind. Possibly. It's just that there's some more cranes that don't look like they're used for, lifting cargo out of their the bays and whatnot. More like, something that supports people lifting them up and lifting them down in order to utilize the ability to let people stand there and fix stuff at the same time. I hate when that happens. So you get up to the berth, and the one of the people, I guess, monitoring this particular slip comes over and waves at you guys as you guys finally drop anchor, and shouts up, "Ahoy! Are you new to this port? I don't recognize your ship."
Lobu shouts over the edge if no one else immediately calls out, and he's like, "This is the ship Noxie. captained by the Captain Noxie.
All right, Noxie. So we do require a birthing fee, and I couldn't help but notice that there's a big hole in the side of your ship. I take it you'll need repairs.
Lobu will start communicating psychically with Noxie and then repeating whatever she says to this guy.
Yes, we need repairs, and how much is the fee?
Oh well, if do you need us to make the repairs for you? Do you need labor and parts both?
I didn't think about this, Noxie, but I'll be able to help them out a little bit with mending.
Just say it's up for negotiations.
Yeah, we're willing to negotiate, and we've got some skilled crew, so we might be able to help out. Why don't you get us together a couple of quotes, and we'll see what we can do.
Well, I suppose you could talk to the Carpenters Guild if you really want to. Right now for the birthing fee here, that'll run you 10 gold a day.
My internet cut out, so
They're charging us an exorbitant 10 gold a day. I don't know if we can afford that. We have over 3,000? No, we have way more than that, actually.
that's
We have
fine.
like... How much? 10 gold per plat, right?
Yeah, each platinum is
platinum?
worth 10 gold.
I'll use that. So are we taking we're parking the boat for 10 gold a day?
Yep.
Cool. So how much is it going to cost to repair the ship? Because Dovin's not going to be very helpful unless there's like checks involved. But Lobo, you said you have mending. Does anybody else have anything they could offer to help repair, or at least want to offer to help repair?
Well, the guy at the dock here said that you're gonna have to go talk to the Carpenters Guild about that.
Oh, okay.
That basically they have set fees for people on the docks working on it, and nothing about you guys helping out with that. It was basically it's like you take our service or you do it yourself, and you need help with that. Well, there's a Carpenters Guild.
How much would you charge?
Oh, how much do we charge? And he kind of like strokes his chin for a moment, looking it over. See, damage like this, 2 days work. We could probably do it for about 100 gold. And we'll be able to waive the birthing fee at that point.
Oh,
Well, for the 2 days of work, anyway.
okay. That
Any day after that's an
sounds
additional
reasonable.
10 gold.
Right.
Captain Noxie,
Yes.
what do you think?
So I want to be standing like a little bit away from like a little bit of a huddle, so the dock guy can't hear us. 100 gold isn't that much compared to what we have, but I'm not opposed at all to some responsible spending if we want to go to the Carpenters Guild to see if we can get a better deal.
I feel like we should go to the Carpenters Guild.
Yes, Captain. Well, actually, I'm assuming Lobo You either wrote that down or a little bit translated.
I'm acting as official captain's translator for the day.
Good old awakened mind.
Either that or just assume that I've written it down to you.
I like giving a little bit of a job. He needs a job.
What?
What's that supposed to mean?
Nothing, I don't know.
No idea what you're talking about.
So we're at the docks. So what is how big is Aran? Is it city?
Orin, you've been here. You and Noxie have both been here before.
Right.
Orin is it's a nice sized city state, a decent sized port. When you're comparing this to Saltmarsh, this place is very big. I mean, Saltmarsh was a town. Was just a town. This is a city.
Oh, Saltmarsh is the town. This is the city.
Yes, Saltmarsh is a town.
Okay.
In fact, in some ways, it's practically a village, and this is a city.
Big boy place. Okay.
Mhm. Big place, massive port.
Well, this is fun. I haven't spent time in a city since almost 2 weeks ago, which isn't that long, but it feels really long. It feels months.
Dovin, I need you to stop reminiscing about other times you weren't on the ship. I need you to tell everybody else, and we need to go and get a beer right now
Why?
for fun.
Roll a perception check.
Who?
Oh, I love rolling on this case.
Just Lobu or everybody?
And anybody who wants to can roll a perception check.
Hmm.
Alright. Okay, I'm going to take Noxie and Gemini down to Whispers for a moment to tell them something in private. Alright, and you can decide whether or not to share this with the rest of the group. Yeah, spurred on by Lubu's comment that we need a drink right now, you find yourself, like, glancing around, like, first looking towards the, you're in the repair bay section of there, and so, you're looking off towards town, you're not seeing too much because there's kind of a big, heavy seawall kind of in the way in this part, because there's, like, a lot of little buildings, but then your eyes stray to just beyond the repair bay berth area and towards, like, one of the, more outer, docking ports, and you spot a ship with a sign on the side of it. It's mostly a closed ship, like, rather than where the rain isn't getting down, like, there's like very little top deck, so there's like some rain just hitting it and sliding down. It looks like it's got a large interior. In fact, it has a door on the side of it that's open, and there's a sign over top of it that says, "The Pirates Gamble Tavern." And, if Lubu's very serious about wanting to get a drink right now, that's probably the closest place.
All right.
Okay.
Noxie's just gonna straight away point out the ship.
I-
It seems to be a
Tavern.
tavern on a boat.
Big.
That is so cool.
A big.
Well, that seems like a rather convenient site, given what we were just talking about. Shall we?
I'm going to start that way.
Yeah, Lobu will follow.
Oh, we should maybe tell the commoners what to do with the ship while we're gone.
Yeah, they're busy, what is it? Furling the sails and battening down the, doing the normal shippy stuff that people need to do before heading off as well. So like then they look over at Volan for a moment, then they turn to Noxie because she's going to look at the captain's hat and say, "We're on shore leave now, right, Cap?"
Yep.
Woohoo! And they all kind of go wandering off. Meanwhile, the dock guy for here in the repair bay is waiting right at the gangplank and saying, "Okay, I still need 10 gold for today.
I can take care of that.
And if you decide you want our services by the end of the day, all you have to do is pay an extra 90. Of course, if it's by the end of the day, it's going to take an additional 2 days after that, so maybe it will still be 100.
Of course.
Alright.
That's reasonable.
Yeah. Alright. And he kind of like signs something and, hands Noxie over a slip. Basically a receipt, just to prove that this is her ship.
She just looks it over. She has like no idea what this is.
Why don't you let me, as the bosun of the ship, why don't you let me hang on to that?
She hands it over to you.
Meanwhile, your friends, probably led by Fumble at this point. Where is Fumble's? There's fireworks. Never mind. Are heading off to that the ship that happens to have a door practically in the side of it with the gangplank going right up to it, and you now can make out the sign on it. It says, "The Pirates Gamble," and it says underneath, "Tavern."
Let's go.
Okay, I'll follow along.
How long are we going to be here? Just till we're repaired?
In port?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so. Because then we're heading to Saltmark. We gotta tell them about the island we just saw.
Did we see anything like a magic shop along the way, or?
No, you're still actually at the port. You haven't seen any other shops. It's just that there apparently is at the end of the row of various ships and stuff. There's an actual ship with a tavern built into it, and that apparently because Libu was so excited to drink, that's where you're all headed at the moment.
What time of day is it?
It is early afternoon, and it's currently raining.
Is everything we're going to sell already packed together?
Yeah, I've got it all in the bag holding here.
There's a thing I want.
What is it?
We have to divide gold first.
Yes, I might want to go shopping as well if we have enough gold between us. Just buy what I want.
Let's get a table at the tavern and then we can talk about how much we're gonna divvy out to people.
Black rum. Keep it
Captain,
coming.
Noxie shows a sign. Captain gets more pay, obviously.
Alright.
Created a monster. You did this, Roland.
I believe it was decided we each get an equal share last we talked about it.
That's exactly how we divided it last time. But I'm
Noxie
not
shows
the
us
captain.
that was before I was captain.
Real quick. So that would mean we'd switch rooms for the night, right? If we were to stay on the ship.
Absolutely not.
Why? Noxie, you're captain. You get the captain's quarters.
The barrel's heavy. It's hard to move.
I'll move it for you. No worries.
You keep your hands off
we'll
my
be
barrel.
staying in Noxie's room tonight.
She just squints at you.
Captain.
Very. She shows a sign very well.
Does that mean Noxie's staying in the room with me?
No, Topaz. I really enjoy your company tonight.
Oh no.
Oh yes. You get the big room all to yourself.
Fuck. Alright. Can't argue with that. I have to. I don't think Noxie fully understands what you're trying to get at, but I do.
Oh, good.
As long as you understand.
You might need a mop tomorrow. Another round over here.
Oh,
So, as the group of you enter into into this particular tavern, calling out already in order of rounds, you notice there's only a couple of other people in here. It's still the early part. It's not quite gotten to the evening where you imagine that there'd be more people in. There's a sound of a clink, 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 coming from one of the tables. That somebody seems to be playing some kind of wheel over there. There's two people sitting over there, plus someone behind the wheel that's spinning it and dropping a ball onto it for some reason. At the bar, behind the bar, is a kind of gruff-looking bugbear who's kind of grins slightly with rather oversized, sharp teeth. Says, welcome. What kind of round can I get for you?
Noxie immediately hides behind the rest of the party.
That's
Black
our
rum.
captain.
Black rum and an extra helping for our captain. And I'll put a hand on her shoulder and push her out in front.
Yeah, goblin captain and quite a fine-looking crew. And he kind of nods back and forth and starts, filling up orders, his large hands, going around these small, shot glasses, but he still manages to just deftly fill them up. As behind you, there's, several sudden cheers coming up from that weird table. So, you just here to drink, or you here to gamble?
Drink is just fine.
Gambling?
What is gamble?
It's great. Let me tell you, you always win, or it feels like you're going to, and then sometimes you don't have any money afterwards.
It's a mathematically poor equation.
So I have about as much chance of winning as I do with Cogsworth letting me out.
Yes.
No thanks, I'm good.
At this point, the bartender's kind of looking at Fumble for a moment, kind of tilting his head a little bit, and then looks back at Noxie. It's like kind of leans down over the bar towards her and says, if you're the captain here, maybe you should give the roulette wheel a quick spin.
This person's a bugbear, correct?
Yes, a bugbear with rather large canine teeth.
Yeah, she is kind of reflexively flinching from every time this bugbear gets closer to her. And she just slowly nods.
Alright then.
Oh god, that's shit out of me.
Sorry, that was the changing of the things, because you're no longer on the ship.
I've never used Roll20 before.
Sorry.
It's fine.
But, she kind of, leans up and, starts handing out the various shot glasses. Well, you can sit here at the bar, or you can take a table, or you can try your luck at one of the games. We got roulette going on right now, but I can set you up with some blackjack.
Let's get a table for now. We got some business to sort out.
Alright.
We'll take the drinks first.
Well, if you need anything, this is my establishment. Name's Vash.
Nice to meet you, Rash.
You gonna call us Stampede?
The
Somebody got the reference. Yay!
Hey,
Go
Vash,
Yes.
is there any place in this city that sells magic items?
No, I imagine there's at least a few. I don't tend to buy magical items. What sort of things are you looking for though? Are you just looking for general potions? Or looking for something else?
Well, probably other things than that. Rings, weapons, and the like.
Books.
Well, if you're looking for weapons, I do happen to know of one shop. It's called a proper defense.
Proper defense.
Where it sells weapons and armor.
Ah,
Any place to buy books? Spells and the like?
He thinks, well, I don't know too much about that, I'm afraid. I just know about the library.
Ooh. Oh, is there a museum here?
He shrugs. Sadly, I don't know. I know a handful of places in town. I mostly, I'm too busy working, trying to earn an actual honest day's work. In order to, rather than exploring the town. But I know a few places. I just don't know, unfortunately, that much. I mean, I know about the armor and weapon shop. I know where the general goods store, the best general goods store in town. I know the potion shop, the herbalist. And if you ever need any detecting services, I know a great PI in town.
Hopefully we won't need them. But thank you. And you run a very fine establishment.
Thanks. Listen, if I hear anything about a magic shop, I'll let you know. Okay?
Perfect. Thank you.
You ever get any pirates in here?
Not in Orin, no. And well, it kind of depends on what port I stop in. I mean, this is an actual working ship. You realize it doesn't stay, in one place all the time.
Oh, how do you manage to get it out of the water like this? Just roll it up onto the pier?
Well, it's not out of the water. I mean, we're just at the end of the dock. I pay a small cut to the dock master over here, and they let me just keep my ship moored, keep up the gangplank, and people seem to like it. They like being able to come and have drinks and gamble on a boat.
You make a lot of money here, do you?
Well, it depends on the port. Of course, this is a good place. You're less likely to get into a sudden fight in this particular port. I mean, I've been to some ports that are just terrible. There's one to the northwest that I can still get there sometimes, and sometimes it's like I just need to. Not any good reason for it, but if I go there, I might be able to make a lot of money, but it's also likely to get me killed sooner or later. That's a good reason to not care so much about how much money you make, depending on how safe you want to be. I mean, it all comes with risk. Here, pretty safe, not so much money.
Hmm.
I've had enough of the danger.
You retired.
You could say that. I some years back, I lost a friend. She was my best friend, and we kind of ran afoul of some rather nasty people, and I decided that our line of work at the time, was not suited, so I got into a new line of work. Reinvented myself.
I don't think I could handle just sitting in one place that much.
I guess it depends. Do you have a best friend?
Do I have a best friend?
Yeah.
I have friends.
But no one, if they were to die or disappear or forget everything, that would make you reevaluate your life?
Well, there's my beautiful half-orc over there. But she's much more than a friend.
Well, there you have it. Well, I hope you never have to worry about that sort of thing.
Is that guy threatening you? Topaz, you gonna take that?
What the hell are you talking about?
The bugbear also blinks at Lubu.
He just said, I don't know, the way he said, hope you don't ever have to worry about something like that.
Sir, if you'd ever lost somebody close to you, you wouldn't be asking that question.
Did you lose someone?
Yes. Actually glares at the
Wow.
sea elf. And then looks at Topaz. Is this one
Not
with you?
related. Not related.
Yes, I wouldn't imagine so. I mean, you might both be sea elves, but you don't look anything alike. You're definitely a very elegant sea elf, where he appears to be, well, I guess bottom sort of an
Stunted.
insult for sea elves, or is that where good sea elves live? I don't unfortunately know the systems of your people.
Well, I mean, chances are good if he had been brought up in my tribe, he probably would have been killed when he was a baby.
Yeah, fashion nods a bit. Yeah, I know some tribes like that.
He has a trick or two up his sleeve and occasionally pulls through. And then the rest of the time he gives us something to do as we have to save him repeatedly.
I remember bringing you up from unconscious a number of times, my friend. And then he'll raise a glass to cheers Topaz.
Yeah, you have your purposes.
Is this like a
So-
general cheer, or are you just cheering at Topaz?
I don't mind people getting in on that.
Still won't get on that.
I'm just holding my glass, peering into it.
Oh,
What do I do with this?
well, you can look at the color. And if you want, you can give it to someone.
Uh,
An old-looking gnome gets down from the roulette table, grumbling a bit, and starts stumbling towards the door.
I offer Lobu my drink.
Oh, thanks. I think I see someone who might need it more than either of us.
I don't know if we need more. He does. He might need some help.
Old timer, you need a drink?
The old gnome stops and looks up at Libba. What? Yeah, drink. And he grins, showing showing actually pretty good teeth. It looks like he's had lived a pretty good life, even though he's got this white mustache that's drooping down past his chin and whatnot as he looks up. I could definitely use another drink.
Okay.
Is that a good idea?
No, it's not. But,
And we're giving it to him because
well, I don't know why Lobo's giving it to him. I wouldn't.
He seemed sad, but now I'm realizing he was just very, very drunk already. What's your name, friend?
Oh, I'm and he vomits suddenly on the floor.
Oh,
oh my,
Oh.
Vash
I'm
kind
gonna.
of gets a wincingness. Ugh, that smells dreadful.
Bit of a weird name.
Did his insides just come out?
Oh, we do that all the time.
Is he gonna break?
Then we'll just make more of it.
Is he dead?
I'm gonna go ahead.
The old gnome seems to forget you're there and starts turning and stumbling back towards the door, leaving the vomit there. Vash kind of looks over towards the roulette table and shakes his head. And says, Andy, get him up!
I'm just staring at it in bewilderment.
Do you not know much about human anatomy or people anatomy?
No.
Oh. Well, let me just talk to you for the next 3 hours about something.
No, thank you.
That was my question.
Yeah, Cogsworth doesn't really share much because I mean half the time I'm just bored and not paying attention. So.
Oh, anatomy is fascinating. The way, I mean, basically we're all just giant digestive systems with some muscle put around it.
I open
Just
up my
kinda gross,
abdomen.
Not.
Me too.
Inside,
Well, no.
Inside there's still a boiler. I think it's like probably inert at the moment, but I think it was distilling something at the time.
We were cooking fish last time.
Fish. That's right. You were cooking fish last time. So yeah, there's probably like a bit of fish guts still in there.
What? Okay,
Well,
so I'm gonna see this and just like start fuming. He didn't clean this. Told him to clean it when he got done. He never cleans anything. It's the only reason I come out is to clean. I just have to clean up after him.
I want to say you need a drink, but don't think that works on you, unfortunately. What do you like to do?
Oh. I don't know. I've never really had a chance to do anything. I mostly just pick up after Cogsworth.
Is there something that you'd like to do? Ooh, we could try playing a game. Not gambling.
Oh,
This
say,
should be a
okay,
person's
get
first
the
game.
walking over to them. Okay.
I'm just gonna like. I don't even know. I could do like rock paper scissors or something, or tic tac toe. But before we play games, in case other people have places they want to be, and before we get drunk, we should talk about actually what's the proximity of people around us? So we're at a table. How close
You're at a
is like
table,
the nearest other?
The nearest other is the person that was at the one person that's left at the roulette table, who's currently getting up and heading off to the bar. There's also the bartender, who's of course behind the bar, and the guy that was running the roulette wheel, who is currently mopping up the vomit that the old gnome spewed out on the floor.
So if we talked in sort of lower voices, would people be able to hear us?
You roll a nature check, actually. You doubt it.
Cool. Okay. So I'm just gonna. We should split up the money that we have. So, how much do we think? How much do people want? I don't think we should give everything away because, having stuff for the party is a good way to handle money. But obviously, this is our gold, so it would be wrong for me to hoard it.
Moxie slams onto the table.
Yes, Captain.
She realizes, oh, I can't talk, and so she pulls out a note.
Arr.
And it says 50%.
As the bosun, I'm going to have to object.
She hits the table again as like trap.
She what?
She hits the table again as if like she's like saying drat. God damn it.
Maybe next time, Knox.
Um,
So
I
go ahead.
don't. Well, what were you all thinking on buying? I don't really have any plans, but also all my gold got turned to lead, so really, I don't know. 20 gold would do it. At least for me, I'm not too big on anything right now.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I forgot about that. That was unfortunate.
A crossbow that never breaks.
We have to see how much we have when everything is sold.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Maybe we should go out and sell some stuff first.
How many
Or
of
any-
us are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of us. 7 if we include our new friend. I think our new friend. Do you know what gold is?
Yes.
Do you know how currency in exchanging stuff, goods for tender works?
I think so,
Okay.
but
Why
I do
don't we-
not need any.
Oh, well, that makes it easy. Why don't we give everybody 30 gold for now? And then we can sell the other stuff that we have, and then if people still need more, we can work that out.
Yeah, I'm going to need more than 30, but I'm willing to wait.
Well, I couldn't hear you.
I need more than 30, but I'm willing to wait until later.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and give 30 to everybody. 30 times 6 is 180. Yeah.
All right, I'll just mark that.
And what I have in mind might serve a purpose for everybody, but we'll see.
Well, I hope we can find it. Let me know if you want any help trying to negotiate. I'm pretty decent at that.
We'll see. We're going to need all the help we can get. I don't think prices in a place this big will be cheap. But they're going to have more than they do at Saltmarsh, which is basically nothing. Potions.
That's very true. The only person who seemed to have anything remotely magical was Carly, and she mostly had bubble wands and things.
What a intriguing person she was. I never quite trusted her. Maybe that was unfair.
I didn't trust her at all.
She was nice to us.
She was too nice to us.
She was exactly the right level of nice to us.
No, if you had told me that she turned out to be some sort of deity in disguise, slumming it amongst the mortals for fun, I would not have been surprised.
There certainly have been stories of them doing that. They do act strange. Anyways, are we drinking? Or, oh wait, no, it looks like we're not.
Drinking-ish.
Drinking-ish. Let's celebrate our victories. And our companionship.
Hurrah, I'll drink to that.
Yeah, I'll drink to that as well.
The person who was playing roulette, who was left, leaves the ship, leaving you nearly alone with the bugbear as you finish your drinks. But 2 minutes after they left, another figure comes kind of stumbling up the gangplank. Well, not exactly stumbling. Seems like they have a slight balance problem that has nothing to do with alcohol. This one is... let's see, I'm not sure if any of you would have seen one of these before. Let's see. Everybody roll me a nature check. Okay.
The fuck is that?
Dovin, you've only read about these, so you immediately know what it is when you see one coming through the door. Volin, at some point in your travels, you have seen one of these, but you've probably never seen one blue before. It looks like a rather large bug person with, just a segmented torso and all that, and just kind of got its arms down at its sides, just kind of like stumbling up through there. And the reason why it seems to be stumbling is because it's only got like one full antennae. And it seems like, the other one just keeps waving and just rubbing against things. Well, this one just just kind of grabs hold of the side of something and just kind of like starts heading over towards the bar. All four of its arms just kind of dangling as it gets out of the way of the doorway.
Do I know what it's called?
Yes. You would recognize it to be a 3-creen, but it's blue in color, and you've never seen you know from your readings that they are capable of changing color, but you've never seen one blue before.
Dovin is just like overly fascinated. He's gonna start saying stuff out loud, just like a bunch of superfluous information about the 3-creen that nobody's gonna find interesting because seeing it is infinitely more interesting than whatever useless fact is.
You know that they typically, can't pronounce common. They can't speak out loud the common tongue, but most of them, at least the ones that actually wander into civilized lands like this, or at least away from their own civilized lands, or that tend to be around civilized, tend to have some low-level telepathy, not mind reading per se, but the ability to communicate telepathically with other people.
Oh my goodness!
And
Right.
It immediately comes and sits at the bar, and Vash immediately has a drink in front of it. It's like, having a bad day, are we, Zen? And the freaking antenna that's still there, which is the right one, just kind of nods a bit with it. You also notice that it has some sort of weird scar along the right side of its face. It looks like a rather old one, like it got it when its carapace was still soft and forming. And it never grew right after that.
Dovin's gonna go up to the bar. He's got no shame with this kind of stuff. Are you a 3-creen? I'm Dovin. Nice to meet you. Is it?
The 3-creen kind of turns, a drink in one hand, and the two of its other hands is kind of on the bar, kind of tapping it, and it kind of blinks with its large eyes, and you hear in your head going, well, yes, I'm Zen, Zen Aslat, you're Dovin, yeah.
Yeah, Dovin Harva. Nice to meet you, Zen. What brings you to town? I've never met someone like you before.
I kind of live in this town. Okay, yeah, there's not that many of us in town, and I know I'm the only one that's blue, but still, I know I can't shift colors. My clan, the Aslats, can't shift colors. We don't live where the rest of them do.
Yeah, I realized as soon as I said that, I was like, wow, that's just really awful to say. I'm really sorry I said that. But that's what came out, so we're rolling with it.
Yeah, but where are you really from?
Oh my god.
I know, it's terrible. Terrible. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Dovin's the accidental racist kind instead of the angry racist kind, so...
Yeah.
We put you in a pot of boiling water, would you turn red?
There it is.
See, he's not even saying that it's impossible for him to be from here, but he's interested where his family is from, like where were they before they came to town. Like it doesn't even occur to him. But yeah, that came out really badly, and I'm sorry.
I mean, I think it makes sense. It's like a dry academic person reacting to a fantasy world.
Yeah.
Well, my clan's, I guess, not too far from here. We're sorry. One of my cats is banging at the door. That's my office. We are actually from the far the far east. If you were to sail around the other side of Meeg and head that way, kind of north of Giantland.
Oh. Do I have any idea where that is? I'm not. I don't even bother.
David, since you do a lot of reading, I'll give that to you. The one of the major locations on the continent to the east, which GM still hasn't named, and I'm sorry about that because I'm terrible with names, is the location that's referred to normally as Giantland, because that's where the giants of the world live.
Cool.
And basically, he is describing that his homeland is a bit to the north of that. It's on that continent. It's just like the north of the. Basically, it's like an outcropping that's a lot like India is to Asia. And that would be Giantland. It's like
Okay.
It's mostly like surrounded by a lot of water, except for the one side that's mountains, and then past those mountains is a whole vast continent to its own. And his country, where he's from, where his clan's from, is north of those mountains. There we go.
Okay. Dolan's just gonna start talking about his home.
If we ate you, would we just be hungry again an hour later?
Yes.
At this point, Zen is actually looking over at Topaz and is just blinking, and then looks back at Dovin. It's like, are those sea elves with you?
Yeah, they're my good friends. Do you want to meet them? That's Topaz.
No, thank you. The one seems to want to eat me for some reason. I know a lot of my species has been well known for eating sentient beings, but most of the people in my clan don't do that. We're also
What are you having, a brain conversation over there?
We're also
What is that?
a lot longer lived than a lot of the rest of our clan. I mean, sorry, our clan's a lot longer lived than a lot of our rest of our species.
So that's. I mean, I didn't think you were going to eat us. But that's also really.
Some parts of the world, people like me will eat you. Of course, I've heard the same thing about lizard folk. Lizard folk will eat you too. But then again, at least lizard folk will wait till you're dead and won't kill you first. That's what I hear, anyway.
Well, I met a lizard folk once. He was a pretty nice guy. Well, I don't know if nice is the right word to describe him, but he was.
I guess that's more about the wild lizard folk than the ones that, He's like pouring your accidental racism back at you.
I was just gonna say, this is exactly what Topaz does with the casual racism.
Why are we hating on this guy so much? He's like so nice to us.
I'm trying to be nice, and I'm really fucking it up.
Anyway.
So are y'all thinking at each other over there? Is that what's going on?
You hear a bunch of clicks and whistles coming from this creature as it's glancing over towards you, Topaz.
The method of communication is actually incredibly fascinating. I wish I knew more about it. I only know a cursory amount. But you only hear clicking and stuff. But if he tried talking to you, you'd hear what he was saying.
What the hell happened to him? Was he missing an antenna when he get fucked up in the Bug Olympics? What was going on there?
I can hear you. You hear a voice suddenly in your head, Topaz. I can
Do not think at me. I don't like that shit.
I can understand.
Point over Lubu. He does it too.
I only did it the once. You might only want to do it the once.
The the bug man immediately turns away from Topaz and looks at Dovin. Mind speaks to Dovin. It's like, is that true? Is she going to attack me? Because I have a sister like that. She's not your sister, is she? She doesn't look anything like your kind.
No, she's not my sister. But, and I
Are
don't.
they brother and sister? He kind of turns over and points at Topaz and Lobu.
No. I thought about
Lobu's
joking about it, but
Luba's currently got like his finger in his ear.
no, they're just, they're no more related than you and I are. Well, that's not true. Technically, they are more related. But
And is that a mother and daughter over there at the table, glaring at each other?
Oh my god.
no, actually, none of us are related.
Oh.
We're just all very good friends.
Hmm.
And we're pretty good at helping people in need.
Sorry,
But,
I guess
you know-
that one sea person very much reminds me of one of my sisters. She's just
Yeah.
she's just as mean.
Well, Topaz, she has a heart. As I turn and see her giving a lap dance to Poland. And she has a mind of her own.
Well, Zram doesn't have a heart. Did you ever meet her? Run the other way.
Noted. Is she blue like you?
Oh, all of my clan, all of my clan are. All the Azlats are blue. We can't shift colors like most of our kind.
Is there a reason for that?
I don't know. I never really asked about it. I had other things to worry about. You see him like gonna reach up a hand and touch his left antenna.
What happened there? If you don't mind me asking.
It happened when I was a hatchling. My sister just kind of tore it off one day.
Oh, my. She really isn't kind.
Yes, she's not a good person. No, you. Last I heard, she was out on the seas somewhere. Had some sort of crew and was causing a lot of trouble along the coasts.
She's with the pirates.
Yes, I believe so.
Do you know if she's running with the sea princes or?
Oh, I don't think so. I want to say she's more likely to be running with. I think they're called like the Sea Queens or something along those lines. I don't know. I think that their leader objected to the term Sea Princes and decided to brand themselves something else. So maybe it was Queens or something along those lines. I don't know. I try to stay far away from that.
And that is a smart place to be.
Yeah. So, what are you and your weird friends doing here?
Oh, we're what's the phrase? We're resting. I can't think of it. We're resting. We've been out on the ocean for a while, so we're
You're not pirates, right?
no. We actually just had a little close encounter with pirates. They put a hole in our ship. Unfortunately,
That seems to get the bartender's attention. Oh, where at? You didn't bring any of that trouble down here to Orin, did you?
I certainly hope not. I don't think they followed us. We would have noticed. It was a bit of a trip from there to here, so I think we would have seen.
Where was this, might I ask?
To the west? Yeah. Almost directly west. Do you know anything about pirates west of here?
Yeah, unfortunately, I know a bit about various places around here. Most of Well, the pirates tend to move their bases around the various islands. The majority of the islands are, well, not exactly mapped, or they used to be, there used to be a whole country basically out there, and they kind of fell apart 500 years ago, so, like, the islands are up to grabs. I mean, some of the islands have developed some really nasty stuff. I mean, there's one island that has got a bunch of harpies living on it. They just kind of lure ships in and, drown people and eat them. So that one's, yeah, you always want to avoid that one. But most legitimate ships do not go anywhere near the islands because of all the potential dangers that they inhabit. But yeah, there are pirates and other really nasty organizations out there. But of course, there's always, treasure hunters and so-called adventurers who also seem to have this thing about going out onto the islands too.
There's a lot to find out there.
Yeah, there is.
Speaking of adventures, I think me and my friends have a few more adventures we need to go on. So it was nice to meet you then. Thank you for the info, Zach.
Bash nods. Have you guys been to Orin before?
Just a couple of times.
So I don't need to tell you the best place in town to stay. For incidentally, Dovin, since you and Noxie have been to Orin before, you know that the best inn is called Overlook the Sea, which is also the largest. It is a very old place. It is huge, and has basically a whole runs the gambit of all sorts of different types of rooms, like all the way from practically sleeping in a stable to we are very rich, we are going to be, needing a few suites that are catered to us sort of place. Whether you've actually been inside or not, I do not know.
Probably too rich for my blood. But, I mean, we might as well stay on the ship, right? I guess, well, what do you guys want to do for them?
I think I'd very much like to stay on this ship tonight. We're not getting it fixed yet. We haven't paid for it, so it's not like there will be noise.
True.
Why don't we go just check out the inn?
Why don't we check out the ship?
Well,
We live on the ship.
Yeah, exactly. It's free.
it's so
Yeah,
boring.
but we have so much money.
Okay, you all can go find somewhere. I'm sleeping on the ship tonight.
You could use my quarters if you want.
Oh, I'm going to use your quarters.
But speaking of the ship, we need to go talk to the carpenters. And then, what time of day is it now that we've...
Well, the storm is still going strong outside, and it's quite dark out there. It's really hard to tell at this point.
Is the guy who was mopping up the vom still around?
Yeah, he's gone back to the roulette table and is looking over towards you guys, wondering if you're gonna. Looks like he wants to know if you wish to play roulette or not.
I'm gonna go hand him a drink and be like, "Look, man, I would love for you to take my money, but I got bigger fish to fry at the moment. But you drink on shift?"
He kind of glances over towards Vash and looks back at Libu. Yeah, not really. I mean, the boss doesn't like it. It's not like he's gonna do anything bad to me or something. I mean, he's really nice for a bugbear, but I don't really want to lose the job. Okay?
Yeah, all right. And then Lobu just like puts that extra drink down on a random table. It's like, "It's nice meeting you. Seems like you got a bad job. Talk to you later." All right, who wants to go to the Carpenters Guild?
I've got the money, so I'll go. Do either of our illustrious captains want to come?
Where?
Carpenters Guild to get our ship fixed.
Did we want to split the group? Some of us sell things, some of us go to the Carpenters Guild, or did we all want to go together?
Up to you. I don't think we all need to go. If you guys want to go shopping or something, I mean, we'll have a couple days to go shopping, so there's no rush for that.
All right. In that case, I'll go to the Carpenters Guild.
I'll probably go to the Carpenters Guild too.
How heavy is the rain?
The streets are starting to get wet. You can see the wind is starting to whip up the bits of the water coming up under the docks. You're getting pretty wet.
Okay. So it's not like a torrential downpour. It's just like a.
It's just like a typical downpour. Not monsoon season in Seattle type downpour.
Gotcha.
It's a pretty constant.
It's more like the what I would say average day in London, maybe.
Miserable. Nice.
I've never been there, so I can't tell that for certain. I have, however, been to Seattle.
During monsoon season?
I believe so, but it was a long time ago.
To the carpenter?
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, how much was it for the drinks and stuff? I don't want to just like walk out of the bar without paying for anything.
Alright, so basically for all of your drinks, you end up being charged only 5 silver.
The horror. Is the carpenter's store near the docks, or is it?
It's not too far. You get into the city proper, and it's like this is an old city. Like it's been around for quite some time. Places have broken down. You can see like mixtures of ancient road. It's basically I want to say the best example in the world would probably again actually I'm just gonna go with London once more. The mixture of old and new, newer constructions plus buildings that have probably been there for hundreds if not thousands of years. Although of course London got bombed. One of those other places like maybe Bath. I don't know what Bath actually looks like right now, but not quite as majestic as Rome, if you know what I'm saying.
I gotcha.
But basically that sort of vibe. You got the mixture of old and new, and from different eras. Like this city has been around for a while. It stood the test of time.
Doan is just going to be very quietly appreciating all the different eras of architecture that he can see.
Yeah, it's fairly cosmopolitan, although with the exception of Noxie, you don't see any other goblins around, and pretty much the only bugbear you've seen is that bugbear bartender that you just left. But you do see elves, humans, dragonborn, the occasional minotaur, lizard folk, like all kind of like walking down the street. It's like most of them, like the minotaurs, seem to be getting off the street because they have more hair coverage, and so they're getting soaked by the rain. Whereas the lizard folk don't seem to mind whatsoever. Neither do any of the other sea elves that seem to be up here on the surface for some reason, much like Lobu and Topaz. But I mean, those are the ones that are like not hurrying at the moment. But like everyone else is kind of like hurrying. You see like a couple of gnomes gathered in a doorway here and there, trying to stay out of the rain. But eventually, with the help of some nice street signs, like showing off the different areas, you do manage to find your way to the Carpenters Guild. Um, you see several wood elves kind of like gathered around outside, like just kind of directing things here and there. Mostly directing some tarps to be battened down as the wind starts to whip up. As they seem to have some outside projects. Uh, a youngish woman, definitely a wood elf, is just like staring, watching all this and shaking her head, and then like turns around as you guys approach. Can I help you?
Yeah, we our ship got a little messed up. We're hoping to get it repaired. Do you know who we talked to about that?
Oh, I suppose you can talk to me. Um, we all kind of have a stake in the guild at the moment. It's mostly family these days. Uh, what happened to your ship? How bad is it?
Well, we got attacked by some pirates.
Oh dear. Yeah,
If
I've
you
heard
trust
that happens. I guess you come down from the north?
by a circuitous route a bit,
So what happened? What can we do for you?
we've got a bit of a we've got just some damage from ballista bolts. If you ask one of our captains, they say it's the ship
Wait,
is totaled.
one of
And
your
if you ask
what?
if you ask the other captain, she says the ship is fine. So
She kind of looks between the various people and
It's a
basically
collective.
stares at Noxie because Noxie's the one in the hat.
It's a communal collective. We have meetings every fortnight to determine who's going to be in charge. It's all done by council with votes.
Looks over at Topaz. That sounds very much like a guild then. All right. Well, I guess I'll be speaking to whichever of you is technically in charge today, as they are the one that gets to set the standard today. That would
I'll,
be
Stands.
yes. Hello, and she kind of like squats down a bit to be more on your eye level. So are you the one that says the ship is destroyed, or the one that says the ship is fine?
She writes on a piece of paper. Ship needs repairs.
Okay. I, I guess once the rain lets up, or first thing in the morning, maybe my brothers and I can come take a look.
What's wrong with a little rain?
Unlike you, ma'am, this rain isn't well. We're not that good with the rain, as you can see. It's not the best working conditions for us. I mean, your people are great with water. Mine not.
What do you mean, your people?
yeah, what do you mean by that?
You're clearly from under the water. I can't compete with that.
I'm an elf, just like you are.
You're a sea elf. You're wonderful with the water.
It's
I can't.
just like
I
us high
can't
elves.
even swim. She whimpers.
You
Whatever.
want lessons?
Is she still crouched down?
Yes.
I put my hand on her shoulder. Give her a knowing look.
Looks back at Noxie.
She pulls out a sign. I can't swim either.
Oh.
It's hard to swim with and hold up a sign at the same time, you see.
I seem to recall Noxie swimming over to that other ship that one time. So Noxie, roll a deception check.
Sure.
Actually,
No, we
I
carried
feel-
her.
Oh, you
Every
did.
time.
Oh, you
Oh,
did. I
yeah.
forgot. Okay, then never mind. You don't need to roll a deception check. You didn't actually swim that. You had assistance.
She can't swim, but she can thrash.
You guys hear just little notes of music coming from a recorder from behind you.
Oh, we got a serenade.
What's a serenade?
Music? Or you were playing that music, right?
Yes.
A serenade is
Should I stop?
No, unless our new friends find it distracting. No, I have no.
Oh, it's quite fun. I like it.
I
Lobu
look
will,
around for
join in, too.
improvement.
Noxie gives you the thumbs up. And she's the captain, so you know.
Today.
She's the one
Tomorrow,
that
we don't
matters,
know.
yeah.
Fumble, do you want a little accompaniment?
Sure. What do you play?
Mostly this squeeze
Usually the
box.
fool, but sometimes he pulls out an instrument.
That's
Let me
not
rephrase.
incorrect.
What instrument do you play?
Concertina.
As a player, can you describe that to me? What is that?
It's basically, you ever watch like a pirate movie? Pirate's got like a little
It's that
accordion,
weird accordion thingy.
Oh, okay.
like a small accordion.
Well, I am going to open up my abdomen, and I'm like shuffling around in there looking for some stuff, and I pull out a set of bongo drums. Would this be better with that?
Whatever floats your boat. And then I like wink at one of the carpenter guys.
I sit there and like contemplate which one, or I stand there, and then I sit down and start playing the bongo.
The wood elves all seem to stop what they're doing and just kind of stare at what's going on here.
The weirdest possible concert in the middle of a rainstorm.
Well, and I'm sure
Fumble,
First-
roll me a performance check. All you have to do is on your Fumble spreadsheet, just click on the the instrument thing, and it. Whoa! You are
Nice.
really good. You start actually pulling there's people just passing by in the streets who, are trying to get out of the rain, and they hear this weird music coming from the area of the Carpenters Guild and start gathering.
So, can I tell you what song is going through my head right now?
Go for it.
I've got a lovely bunch of coconuts.
Of course you do.
That is the rhythm that's in my head right now.
They just like hear the rhythm and are just entranced.
Shredding those bongos.
That was probably better than toss a coin to your witcher.
Oh God.
Don't do that. It's been stuck in my head forever.
I keep hearing all about that.
Yeah, it's a really good show.
It's the best part of the show is that song.
Oh, The Witcher?
Yeah.
I haven't gotten that far yet.
Somehow, it's on every meme now. I haven't watched it. I don't really care for the Witcher series, but it's in every meme now, and I might have to watch it just to find out what the fuck. But anyway, so after this large crowd finally disperses after you're playing, you discover that there's 35 pieces of gold in various amounts laying in front of you.
I'm going to pick them up, look at Lobu, and do you want to split these?
Fumble, I'm not gonna lie, you totally you earned every penny. That's all you got.
Okay. And I look around, like look at my body. Where do I put it?
Well, I could hold on to it if you want.
You find that you have a little pouch on your side that can collect coins.
I put it in there, and I do like when you put something in there, you just like tap it.
Mm-hmm. Jingle, jingle, jingle.
Yep. And then I put my bongos back in my abdomen. And shut it. I'm sorry. What were we doing here?
We were trying to get the ship fixed, but I don't think these guys are gonna come out and look at it until tomorrow.
Do we have any sense of how long this rain will last?
Roll me a nature check.
Aren't you a druid? Can't you fix things like that?
Maybe.
You get the feeling that it'll probably be done by the middle of the night.
I'll fix it. I'll fix it probably by the middle of the night.
25.
Yeah, not 20s all the way.
Precipitation, 47% chance of ending by 8 p.m. and
Except he's a meteorologist, is actually right.
Druids.
Druids for the win.
Will you need us to be there when you come by to inspect the ship?
Well, we do need to have someone there just so that we can give them an estimate and find out if we're actually on the job or not. I mean, we need to be paid.
That's true.
Wait,
Do you think
in
you can
that
find
case,
some... Go ahead.
oh, sorry, I was just gonna say, in that case, would it make more sense for you all to come by tomorrow morning, as you said? Just do a quick estimate.
She nods. So which ship is yours?
Well, it's got two names: either the Queen Noxie or the Stormy Jack. Two captains, two names.
It was
Well,
assigned.
what
assigned-
name
By the time
is on the slip? Which dock is it at? Is it at the repair dock, I imagine?
Repair dock, and it should
Okay.
be under Noxie.
Okay, then I will look. We will look for Noxie in the morning.
I pat Roland on the shoulder. It's okay. You'll have it back tomorrow.
I just like to point out this is your fault, Volan.
I have a 0 to my intelligence. Let me live.
That means you have average intelligence.
Anywho, tomorrow.
It's not like you have a 6 intelligence and know what you're doing.
Well,
Even people with average intelligence can make a mistake.
Exactly.
This is all a learning experience.
Exactly.
And what did we learn?
That's a good question. What did
Never
we
give
learn?
Noxie power.
Nazi's highest position should always be first mate.
I've learned nothing.
If that.
That Topaz is gonna be sleeping alone tonight. Anyway. So, now that you've arranged things with them, Fumble showed off her skills with the bongos and made some money at it. What would you guys like to do?
What time of day do we think it is? Like if I was building and I was just gonna give a rough guess of what time it is, what time would I say?
Evening.
Evening. We can probably just go shopping tomorrow after we get the ship squared away, unless any of you have any pressing needs to go.
It's going to go tomorrow, as far as I'm concerned.
Should we head back to the ship?
May as well.
Why don't we do the shopping today? Is it a little late or?
Because we need to sell.
Yeah,
Okay.
we got stuff to sell, and I don't know how late it is, and yeah. We're gonna have like 2 days to do all this stuff, I think. So, well, technically we have as long as we want, but repairs, I think Grid said somewhere between like 1 and 2 days to get. But if anybody wants to go exploring, that's totally fine too. Crickets. Nice. Okay, let's go to sleep. At least go find something to eat and then go to sleep.
Well, you've got your the good berry and whatnot you can eat and stay nice and full, or you can go and find a restaurant, go and find a shop that sells provisions, attempt to fish off the pier and make your own food.
We've been eating berries and fish for like a week now.
Exactly.
I'm ready to eat something else.
I mean, like, I'll go sleep on the ship because I don't think it's a good idea to split us up. But I gotta say, we're holding on to a lot of coin with some really tight fists, and might feel nice to get a little crazy and spend a bit of money.
Well, I don't know. Well, we will be spending this. We have things that if we're going to be facing something as fearsome as the Hagen, do we want to? I mean, yeah, we can have a little bit of fun, but not too much fun. Did you have anything in mind?
Lobu like looks over. Are the carpenters still there?
Yeah, they're still there. They're working on getting things dry and whatnot.
Hey, buddy, if you had one place to eat in town before you died, where would you go?
One of the wood elves nearby stops what he's doing and kind of like looks over towards you and just kind of rubs his chin for a minute and says, "Well, there's a really nice restaurant over at the Overlook the Sea."
Sounds perfect. Point us in the right direction.
And he gestures up towards the rather large, impressive building that can be seen pretty much from anywhere along the dock lines and most of the places that definitely indeed overlooks the sea. It's best way to describe it. One of those really nice posh hotels that are like, destination type points that are up a bit on, on a hill overlooking things that have like, several wings attached. One of those buildings that you can see all over the place. The sort of inn that people go to as a destination rather than just a stop on the road sort of place.
Oh, hell yeah.
Now, is this a fancy restaurant? Because we kind of look like shit. No offense to you all, but I got a wet bear rug on my back. I'm not sure I'll blend in.
Pulling. Money talks, the seat, you know what they're gonna care about when we're in there? Pulling. Do you know what they're gonna care about?
What are they going to care about, Lobu?
The color of our coin.
Noxie should
don't
assign the Volan. Speak for yourself. And then she tips her hat.
Thumble just kind of backs away a little bit. Ready to make a speedy exit.
That's yeah, Lobu.
You want me to put an illusion hat on your head?
I feel like that's just worse. It's just my pride, Lobu.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, it pales in comparison to the original.
Jeez, you keep stacking them on, don't you?
Sorry?
I'm gonna walk over to Noxie, and I noticed that her hat was a little lopsided, so I'm just gonna and say, "Now you look like a captain."
She smiles.
Alright, I think it's about time to take a 5-minute break and come back to see exactly what you guys are going to get up to at the really nice restaurant at the Overlook Overlook the Sea. Is that cool with you guys?
Yo.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
Alrighty then. 5 minutes.
I'm back.
Welcome back. How was your break?
It's okay. Hold on. Is that a tier on Lobu's token?
I I I don't know. Has that always been there?
I don't know.
No,
Yeah.
right? Has
I don't think it's always been there. That looks new. Lobu!
come explain
Mike.
yourself.
It almost looks like it. Are we crazy? That's incredible. If that's brand new and you noticed that,
I don't know. It could have been there for could have been there forever. No one just noticed. Could have secretly put it there and didn't tell anybody.
Guys, I'm sorry if it sounds like I don't know what I'm doing. It's my first solo session, and I'm really
you're
Oh,
doing
it's-
great.
Yeah, you're doing fine.
and I stress eat, and I've almost eaten a whole jar of pickles.
Ugh,
I
hate that.
understand. I used to stress eat Doritos. That was a bad time.
I mean, these pickles only have like
I used to stress eat Doritos back in the day before my food allergies took over.
these only have like 2 calories, and I've eaten. I don't even want to know.
Before it was
6.5 ounces of them.
it was tangerines for me.
I think mine has always been pickles.
Pickles are like a vegetable or a fruit, right?
They're cucumbers.
Depends on what kind of pickle they are, but yeah.
Yeah, typically they're cucumbers.
So you're just eating healthy foods, right? That's fine. Don't worry about all the
Marinated in a ton of
vinegar.
salt.
Yeah,
I think so.
that's fine.
Doesn't something happen to them when they're pickled? I don't remember. I don't know.
Well,
if
let me
they're
put it this
exact science
way.
behind
They're
it.
preserved.
I love pickles. I absolutely hate cucumbers.
That's
Well-
fair.
Yeah, a lot of people feel that way. That's why pickled cucumbers are the most popular thing, because cucumbers themselves are not so popular. But once you actually brine them up properly,
Well, and I got spoiled. My grandma, when she was still alive, she had her own garden, so she'd make me homemade pickles, and that would be like my payment for helping her around the house.
ooh,
I would eat so many pickles, or we'd be like sitting on her picnic table outside, stemming green beans, and I would just be eating like green onions.
I'm allergic to onions, so that one's not so much of an ooh for me.
And like radishes.
Radishes are good.
Oh, NB, you're back. Okay. Is that a tier on Lobu's token?
Oh, by the way, Fumble, please roll me an investigation check.
Okay.
A tier?
Yeah.
What's in your face?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, you don't see what you're looking for. Sorry.
Dang it. That's okay.
Left side of his, or well, right side of his face, our left side.
You got it backwards, but yes.
I think it's just he's wearing it's been a long time since I drew this. It's like a
not
Oh, it's
there.
on the map. Oh, God, we were so confused. There was something on his face. We're like, did you stealthily add that in?
No,
like,
someone
creep up-
else must have.
What, like Noxie stealthily added in her hat?
There's actually two
Was it
Nazis there.
stealthy?
Was it stealthy? No.
Oh.
You had about as much stealth.
And it makes me think more of a pilgrim hat than anything else.
Yeah. I tried to edit on an actual hat, but
Hey,
That took too
Lobu,
long.
you're gonna draw Noxie wearing Bullen's hat at some point, right?
Yeah, I should probably do that.
Yeah.
I need to practice my drawing. I have a really cool, really funny comic idea that has something to do with Xanathar.
Oh. Someone stealing the goldfish?
Uh-huh. Oh, no. The goldfish dies.
No! Everyone's doomed. They didn't replace the goldfish in time. He found out.
No,
the
he didn't. He didn't find it. But in brings the goldfish flood of '09 and the valiant efforts of Jerry the Goose.
Okay, now I really have to see this comic. You have to draw this comic. We all
I
want to know.
will do my best.
You sure Emily didn't choke on it?
Maybe when we were ripping into Lobu one of those times, someone put that mark there.
Noxie, what is that on your hat? Is that a chicken?
I tried my best to draw with a mouse a skull.
And
A
it makes
chicken
me think
skull?
More it makes me think more of a bird. Yeah. So I
A
thought
chicken
Pilgrim.
skull?
You know what? It's interpretation. It's whatever your interpretation is.
It's
Open-ended art.
I saw that on Worst Cooks today. I was watching an episode of Worst Cooks Celebrity Edition where they gave them whole chickens with the heads and feet still attached.
Yikes.
And they were just freaking out. I mean, these are people who've never cooked before, so or can't cook when they tried because they were never taught.
Let me put it this way: Storm, Cogsworth.
Mhm.
Has
Has he burned water before?
I mean, no, he's come close.
Have
But bless his heart, he tries.
You can burn water?
Yeah, if you let it all evaporate, if it boils
What?
hard enough and it all evaporates, then you burn the pot.
People
fuck?
nominated for for worst cooks have done stuff like that. It's hilarious to me.
No,
Jesus.
he tries. When we met, the most he could make was maybe a bowl of cereal. And then now he can at least make pretty good boxed mac and cheese.
Oh my. I thought it was bad.
That's why when I go back to work, I said, you better tell me what you want me to make now. Because when I go back, it's going to be whatever I can make.
And tomorrow I am making fresh pasta. Yay.
I need to get a pasta arm for my stand mixer.
I've tried those before. For some reason, I never can get them to work. So I just kind of, I just kind of do it the muscle and grit way, and just kind of roll out sheets with my rolling pin. Actually, no, I use the non-pin one. I use the one that's just kind of almost only slightly tapered off after a while. I use that one. So I've got two. I've got like two kinds of rolling pins. One's the traditional looking one, and the other one's the long thin one.
Oh, Liz, did I tell you what my cat did when the first time I used the stand mixer?
Either ran away in fear or jumped up next to it and tried to paw at it. What happened?
He was pawing at it.
Oh no! Is he okay?
He only did it the one time. He won't do it again.
Did he lose a paw? Did he get hurt? What happened?
He got conked in the side of the head.
Yeah, that's a lesson for you.
And I felt really bad, but having worked as a vet tech, I looked at him. I'm like, meh, you're fine.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Yeah, sometimes just like children, they have to learn the hard way, unfortunately.
Maybe it'll knock those two brain cells back together.
Yeah. Is everyone back yet, or are we still waiting on someone?
I'm back.
Welcome back.
You were gone?
Yeah.
Noxie, the small and silent one.
Yep.
Silent but not quiet.
Yeah. Oh, hey, Noxie, guess what we had to fight on Sunday without you there?
Oh,
What?
motherfucker.
We had to fight a GM modified version of a Bodok. Actually, we had to fight
Hey,
like
what?
3 of them.
A Bodak? Let me put it this way. Here's what happened. We go into someone's house who's nice enough to host us for the night. We hear rustling outside. Cloud decides to go look. Her bow of warning has gone off. She goes to look. She looks out the window and then she falls to 0 hit points. And the DM was like, well, and that's where we're going to stop tonight.
And I'm like, well,
No,
I don't
it's
actually have to
not.
sleep. I'm not working the next week. We can play more if you're up for it.
And then it ended with Cloud getting catnapped.
Yeah. But at least you weren't the one that ended up nearly killing the NPC.
With who?
I remember because I tied my scarf around my eyes because looking at a Bodok will cause you to pass out. I accidentally shot the NPC whose house we were in.
You didn't just shoot him.
If he hadn't been a high level gunslinger with an actual character sheet of his own and levels and whatnot, he would have had his brains splattered on the floor. Instead, he just got a bullet through his neck.
Grizz nat 1. And as her punishment, it was a crit.
On the NPC.
Yep.
But I didn't care. I actually didn't like that NPC anyway. I was thinking he would die, but...
How do you spell Bodak?
Bodak.
Yeah. But he gave them tentacles to make them extra creepy.
Oh, those things.
And my new character is a blood hunter who hunts undead. So he's like, okay, Bodaks. Yes! I'm going to go... I know what to do about this. As soon as I find out that there are Bodaks out there, I'm going to wrap my scarf around my eyes so I can't look at them.
I got down twice.
At least I didn't down you this.
No, it wasn't you.
No. But I'm just saying it's Bob who constantly downs zirconium.
And then I sulked in my trunk.
And that caused you to get catnapped, yeah.
And I ate soup. And then I got catnapped. I'm sensing a theme here with at least one person in the party liking to hide in things.
You and Noxie have a lot alike. So is everyone back?
I'm back.
Dovin, are you here?
Yeah.
Volan?
Yep.
Okay, I think everyone's back then. Cool. So, you guys head down the streets. You make your way to the Overlook the Sea, which again is a huge inn. I mean, this place, probably has a lot of rooms, a lot of guests, and boasts a minimum of 2 full restaurants. One of which is the one that you've been told to go to, which is the one that actually bears the name of the hotel. The Overlook the Sea. It has big windows on part of it that just kind of overlooks the water.
No.
And looks like it's been there, rebuilt and maintained for at least 1,000 years. The restaurant.
Captain.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I was gonna say, Captain, are you gonna get us a table?
Not used to being captain. She goes forward and looks for the person to seat us.
All right. So as soon as you go in, you can see the ways to that. There is a central lobby desk, where for checking into the actual hotel. Off to one side, you see what looks like, the entrance to your average tavern sort of thing. Like, you can kind of get the smell of stews, you can hear, like, laughter, and there seems to be another passageway somewhere off that seems to go to, you can kind of hear music drifting from that direction. But the one that catches your eye, that you're pretty sure is where you've been told, is this the front of this, this really nice front with the words "overlook the sea" right up on top. And you can see, like, nice soft curtains that separate it out from everything else. You can hear, like, very calm, like, violins coming from that direction. Not, in very low conversations, not like raucous laughter and stuff like that, which you might expect from some of the other places. You can definitely see, like, there's a stand where people need to wait to be seated. Unlike the tavern nearby, the nearby tavern that's also inside this hotel, that's like, okay, yeah, sure, sit anywhere sort of place.
Okay, and go up to the stand.
And you immediately see a high elf male looking down at you with beady eyes. Can I help you?
She writes, and she shows a sign. Table for 7.
He looks at you, he looks at your companions, and snorts. I seriously doubt you can afford a table in this place.
I
I throw a platinum at his forehead.
was about to do something similar.
Roll a persuasion check, please. That would be on Topaz.
Not bad.
He catches the platinum and looks at it, looks at the group of you. That's a good start. And he pauses for a moment and flips open the book at his side and starts looking it over. Yes, I think we might be able to accommodate you a table off in the darkest, remote part of the restaurant. Nowhere near the windows, of course, and you won't be seen by the rest of the guests, but you'll get fed just the same.
Perfect. Show us your darkest, most moist corner, so that the stains won't be as easy to find when we're done.
Oh my god.
Lobu transforms into this high elf guy, and it's like, I do verily proclaim that truly we are in the company of some very elegant and refined people.
The high elf just kind of folds his arms. He was in the process of gathering menus right when Limu did this, and now he has stopped and has folded his arms.
God damn it.
Do you think this is a joke, sir?
I think that your jokes, I've never seen such a shabbily dressed
Oh my god!
individual in.
Shots fired. I don't. Okay, so Fumble's gonna walk up at this point and try to salvage the situation. If there's
No, let this play out. There's lessons to be learned. It's okay.
Is it true that high elves are actually those that failed to be Eladrin?
Lobu
Well,
as
like,
this high elf
get me
guy.
out of here.
Lobu as the high elf turns to Topaz. That's exactly right, my superior sea elf. Truly, you are the best of our kind.
The guy at the host stand just kind of slips the menus back into the host stand and folds his arms. I would ask you all to leave at this point.
Would
I'm
you?
just gonna start playing my recorder.
We should.
Roll,
We
make a
should
performance
leave.
check, please, Fumble.
This guy's about to have a day.
Oh my god. Fumble doesn't do shit. I'm sorry.
You go to play your recorder, but instead of whatever, sweet sounds are supposed to come out of it, there is this high, piercing, this kind of shriek coming from it instead. That is such the right and annoying pitch that glasses within a 50 50-foot radius just shatter, including a mirror nearby. People's
So I stopped playing it. Not even
You hear
caring. I'm
several
just,
screams as people start exclaiming. There's like some blood coming out of the ears of this guy.
I look at it and I just.
I need Constitution saving throws from everyone else in the party.
Oh God! I'm pretty much just like tuning it now. Like I look at it, I'm like, oh, that's weird.
Topaz, you're temporarily deaf.
Actually, you'd get, I think it's, +5 to your save.
Oh, +5 to your save, then you're fine. Okay, so the maitre d' looks like he's gone deaf. He's holding his hands on his ears. There's blood dripping down. There's people screaming.
We should go.
Did I do something?
Maybe.
Yes, you were
Everything right.
perfect.
Oh god.
Thank you, Fumble.
Well, maybe I should try it again.
Why don't you wait a moment? Why don't you wait a moment?
No, I tuned it. I tuned it. It should be fine.
Let's wait until the area is clear.
I put my recorder back in my mouth.
Moxie shows a sign to the guy.
I lean over to Noxie, and real quietly, as all the excitement's going on, I'm sure they have like a sign or something on like this is one of those little podiums. Seat yourself for whatever it says. I lean to Noxie. I say, change that while they're not looking.
Yeah, it says please wait. It says wait to be seated. It doesn't even say please on there. It just says wait to be seated.
You won't wait. Did you ask Moxie to steal that, or change it?
I think it was requested you change it.
There's a sound of running feet from inside the restaurant. They sound heavy.
We should go. Like
Noxie,
really.
Well, Noxie's gonna show a sign to that guy.
That guy doesn't seem to be able to focus on anything right now. He's swaying back and forth. He's got his hands over his ears. His eyes seem to be crossed.
We just basically like exploded a sonic boom inside this place. We've damaged property. People have lost hearing. We need to go. You guys don't. We need to go.
Fumble just yells,
We need to leave.
It hasn't been tuned in a while.
That's okay. We can talk about it on the walk.
I turned to Dovin. You were saying lessons should be learned here? What are those?
Many. There are at least 2 lessons, maybe more.
High elves are jerk?
Okay.
I don't know
Vacating.
if that's
So what are you guys doing exactly?
Leaving.
Leaving.
Yeah, leaving.
Leaving with my head down.
It's okay. You didn't know it was going to happen.
You were perfect.
So you
We
end up
didn't want to eat there anyway.
leaving
I could have at least went into the kitchen and played for them.
I was gonna.
Then we could have taken the food.
What I was going to do, I was going to threaten him and say, "Give us the table, or else she'll do it again."
So at this point, you hear a cry from behind there, a very gruff, deep voice saying, "Hey, stop them!"
Let's move.
Noxie bolts.
Sprinting.
Running, but still as the maitre d'.
Oh god.
Now they're gonna think we stole somebody.
Oh my, this is quite invigorating. You lower people do have the most interesting ways of spending your time.
Shit, I don't have spells for this.
All right, so you're now like dispersing into the streets. Thankfully, it is dark, it is wet, and there are plenty of alleyways. You guys are like managing to disappear before because they didn't, except for the maitre d', they didn't get a very good look at you guys. Like the maitre d' would probably recognize you if you came back, but not necessarily if you were just kind of standing there. You know what I mean?
Okay, so where are we going? I guess we have to go find some place in the dock district.
Yeah, maybe that floating ship has some sort of victuals for our. I'm just gonna drop it. But yeah, maybe that bugbear serves food or what.
That's more our style anyway. Let's go. Play us another tune, Fumble.
Okay. I pull out my my recorder.
Cogsworth is gonna come back and he's gonna be like,
What the fuck?
Cogsworth have learned a new move, Sonic Boom.
As we're walking, though, you guys hear the sound of metal hitting the ground. Sorry, I tripped. I mean, her name's Fumble for a reason.
Okay.
Just like she fumbled that roll.
By the time you get back to the Pirates Gamble, you see that business seems to have picked up a bit in here. That one Thurkin is still at the bar drinking. Both the roulette table and now the blackjack table have attendants on there. One of them, the roulette table still has that Andy guy, and there's another human over there. And the smell of fish and stew starts filling the air, proving that they do indeed have food to sell. There's a cross section of people from all different types of people wandering around here. Some look like they're city guards that just came in to gamble. They have those this weird crest helmets that you guys have seen out of the corner of your eyes if you walked through town. It's one of those subconscious things that you kind of like, okay, city guard, and it's like now that you've actually seen one in a place that you're going into, you kind of like pay a little bit more attention to gather up details about them. You see like various lizard folk, tabaxi, a couple gruff looking individuals, someone that's probably like a monk or something along those lines, like completely covered in robes, sitting at the end of the bar, head to toe with robes. You see like a tiefling woman just kind of like sitting at the back table, like watching the door, like kind of nodding at you guys as you walk in, even though you've never seen her before. What would you guys like to do?
I'll nod to the tiefling, say greetings.
She smiles. Greetings.
I'm gonna go sit at a table and start fiddling with my recorder again.
Got a deep purple skin and has these wide horns that come out, like the ones that spread outward instead of like forward or back. Yeah, there's no empty tables by themselves anymore. There's like just various places here and there at the bar, at the roulette table, at the blackjack table, and other like tables that look like people would be willing to share if you wanted to sit down.
I pick one of those tables. Start working on my recorder because something's wrong with it.
You also notice there's also another Threekin in here that's also sitting at the bar, but far away from the blue one. This one also seems to have scars on its carapace. It seems to be, mostly a yellowish color that's like only shifting slightly, like bits of orange here and there. But it looks like this Threekin also went through a lot at some point and just healed up since then.
Bash, we need food all around.
Bash nods as he sees you guys again. Glad to have you back. Sure, we've got some nice fried fish, or we have stew. Gobleth in the back is making it all. It's not bad.
That inspires so much confidence. But I'll take a bowl of stew.
All right. Does the metal one eat?
No.
Okay, stew for all of you, and he kind of dredges it up. Let's see. That'll be 1 gold, 8 silver.
Sorry, how much?
Sorry, that'll be 3 silver each.
So 18?
Yeah, 18 silver, or 1 gold, 8 silver.
Drop the gold.
Dunzo.
That's all I have.
Who paid for it?
Well, if Topaz wants to pay for it, she can, but otherwise I can just take it out of the party.
Noxie with her head down pushes forward 3 silver.
Are we splitting it?
Looks like we're going Dutch.
We did.
Oh,
Yeah.
in that case, I only have a gold piece, but if there's change.
I got you, Vaughn.
I walk up. I can pay for it. Since I ruined your guys'.
Oh, no, it's fine.
Let me do it.
Sure.
You said I had 35, yes, Grizz?
Yeah, you earned 35 gold for playing near the Carpenters Guild earlier.
Okay, so I'm gonna give him 2 and just tell him to keep the change.
Yeah, thank you. What's your name anyway? He asks.
Fumble.
Pleasure to meet you, Fumble.
Hi. And I just walk away back to the table to fiddle with my quarter. Hey, no, don't you run from me. Come here. You.
I so desperately want to mess with someone at this bar as the maitre d,
Oh, Jesus.
and then
You already dropped the
Tell 'em where I
disguise, though.
work. yeah, I mean I can do it as many times as I want.
True.
He says, don't worry. I'm doing it again.
But I'm not gonna. We give that guy a bad enough night.
Want to be kicked out at every bar.
Yeah, this one's kind of close to home.
So soon,
Fancy.
a half-orc woman carrying a large tray of stew starts circling around you guys at your various locations and starts handing out the bowls. Here you go. Fresh from the back.
Thank you very much.
She kind of gives a nod towards Volan and starts, circling around, collecting up discarded drink glasses and whatnot.
I'll nod back and then I'll whisper to Topaz, I'm more attractive than her, right? Like, you're not attracted to her? Like, you think I look good?
What's this other half-orc's charisma?
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Let me make a roll for that. She is incredibly ugly for even for a half-orc.
Oh, you've got her. You got her by spades.
I'm so afraid what the answer would be if it was higher.
Oh my god, I can't tell if she's walking forwards or backwards.
The patrons don't seem to notice that sort of thing. But, so what is each of you doing at your separate tables? Did anybody sit down at either roulette or blackjack?
Don't know how to play those.
Lobo's he's resisted as much as he can. He's gonna sit down at the roulette.
And Andy kind of smiles at him. Ah, you're back. Good to see you. Ready to drop some money on the table?
Yep, ready to lose. Let's get this over with.
Alright, you pick a number. I toss the ball after we started spinning. Go ahead, give me a number.
Any number at all?
GM says 1 through 20, and we roll a 1d20 to find out what the answer is.
15.
Alright. Sets the thing running, everything's clanking, and he drops the ball. Sorry. How much did you bet on that? A gold?
Yeah.
Takes the gold away and puts it in a money pouch. Do you want to try your luck again?
Yeah. To keep it riding on 15.
This is how Lobo loses all of his money.
You putting down another coin?
Yeah.
Cogsworth's gonna ask me, what was the
How's
session
Vince
like?
again?
Well, Lobo lost all of his money. I just about killed some people with my music. It's fine. It's fine. We got a lot. It's fine.
The lessons were learned.
Yeah, you have yet to tell Fumble what those lessons are.
This is D&D. Who learns anything in D&D? Everyone just needs to find a new way of making shenanigans happen.
I
So-
sense. Go ahead.
So while Lobu is gambling, I'm gonna look around. Do I see anybody that has anything that might resemble the hat that is on Noxie's head?
Roll me a investigation check. Alright. No, at the moment you do not see anything of that nature.
Where's the bugbear currently?
He is
Right behind you.
behind the bar.
Right behind.
Why?
Oh, I just wanted. Noxie's like nervously clutching her stew, I mean, and like shooting glances at the barkeep.
Do I notice this?
Roll a perception check. Oh yeah, you definitely notice there's something going on with your friend here.
She looks like she was about to do something, so I'm gonna let her do that. But I might say something.
No, she's not gonna do anything.
You okay, Noxie?
She nods.
You seem a little nervous. Does he? Are you scared of him?
She nods.
Why?
She writes on paper and slips through the paper. It just says bugbear, big scary.
Noxie, no.
He seems like a very nice fellow. And besides, even if he were a mean fellow, we're all here with you. We'll protect you. Just because he looks scary doesn't mean he is scary.
She just looks like she's kind of deep in thought now.
I'll leave her be and sort of like exaggeratingly like eat my soup to sort of like try to subtly encourage her to eat. But I'll leave it at that.
All right. She'll pull down our bandages and eat.
Dread's going to eat her soup as well. Sue.
I'm gonna lean over to Volan. Do you think we should try to stop him, or do we think he might learn something this time?
You lose 3 more gold.
You were close though. Your one off might hit next time.
Good point.
Don't encourage him.
Just saying.
Say if he keeps it up for the next. Well, wait, shit. How fast does he like get like this money going out? Is it like immediately he's just losing?
Basically, yeah.
Oh yeah, no. Let's go stop him. Oh.
Oh no.
That's dangerous.
Hey, Lobo.
I'm on a streak. Dovin, don't stop me now.
A
You're on
losing
a
streak.
losing streak.
What is your definition of streak? How does that...
I almost got it last time.
That doesn't almost only counts in horseshoes and fireballs.
Noxie slams 5 gold onto number 15.
Oh my god.
Double.
Technically, I think you're underage. Are there gambling laws in this town?
That wouldn't be fair.
Fumble comes up and puts 2 more gold down on 15.
Oh, so close.
She doesn't know what she's doing. She's just doing what everybody else is doing.
Okay.
I'm just gonna sort of mumble to Vol, and I'm really glad you trusted me with the money.
Oh, so am I, Dovin.
So each of you keeps losing money.
Well,
No, I just did the one. I'm done.
I just did the one as well.
If
So
Logan looks like he's gonna
15
keep
is
going,
not hit.
I'm gonna try to steal his coin purse just temporarily, as sneaky as I can.
I would not be opposed to that.
You'll see shit.
Yeah, he's gonna keep going. Roll it.
Hey, Lobo. I'm gonna both try and talk him out of it and try to distract him.
You lose another gold, Livu.
Does that give Vol an advantage?
It's too late. She already rolled it before you finished saying it. Sorry.
Okay.
Hey, Lobu, I think you're done.
Really, there's not much to be gained here. You've already lost so much. Sunk cost fallacy. Why don't you hang on to the rest of your gold?
I want it. I want to do it.
Why?
You want to do what?
I want to win. I've got to win.
You really don't.
I'm gonna put an arm around him, kind of like gently. And
What's
I'm
the
gonna
payoff?
Yeah, what is the
Oh,
payoff?
God.
What are you gaining?
I didn't ask.
Andy pauses, holding the ball, and looks at you and says, "Well, you get 5 times your bet if you win."
5
We're
more
doing
gold
this
on
for
number 15.
5 gold, Lobu.
That is trash. That is a really good point, guys. All right. Carry me back to the ship.
Noxie will put 5 more on number 15.
No, Noxie. Oh goodness.
No, this is going to work out since I'm not betting this. Oh.
Noxie, this just isn't good.
Another net one.
All right. Well, back to the ship.
Back to the ship.
Actually, before we go, should we look around for a job since we're going to be trapped here for 2 days anyway?
Trapped?
It make it sound like it's like we're being held.
I mean, isn't Lobu technically being held by somebody?
I guess Fumble.
Probably shouldn't have become criminals first day here.
I think we're okay. We
Like,
didn't.
we're not criminals. We're just jerks.
He deserved it though. Maybe not the innocent patrons, but he deserved
For sure.
Do you think we should go back and I try to play for them again? I think I fixed my
I think
recorder.
that's okay. I think the people will be alright. They'll if they want to come hear you, they'll come to the.
Oh, okay. Hey, Dovin.
Hmm?
Were these what we were doing? Was that the games you were talking about?
Not exactly. That is a type of game you can play.
It's not a very fun one.
By the way,
It's
everyone
not
roll let's see. Who's still sitting near Dread? Who isn't gambling right now, I should say, actually.
I'm not.
Okay, so anyone who wasn't helping Lubu gamble, please roll me a perception check. Alright, Topaz. Well, Lobu has attracted most of the party's attention, with the gambling shenanigans. You notice that Dredd seems to be staring at a figure at the end of the bar who is covered who basically, you know how Noxie walks around with the face protector and all that? This individual happens to have their entire head pretty much covered up.
All right. I go
And
hover
Noxie's staring
next.
at them.
I go hover next to Dread. What are we staring at?
I whisper. Seems to be a little bit undead and fey.
How is that possible?
I don't know. I suppose it's an undead fey.
I stand up and say, "Hey, what
Are
the
you
fuck
undead
are
fae?
you?"
Are you an undead fae?
There are several people look around at Topaz, but not the one that you were shouting at.
That draws my attention.
Bash
So I
finishes making a drink and looks at Topaz as well, lifting a furry brow. It's like, "Ma'am, please don't start a scene in here."
No, seems simple question.
And you don't have to shout it to anybody you're talking to. There's enough people in here. Go over and talk to somebody if you wish to talk to them.
Fine. I go over to wherever they're sitting.
They're sitting at the very end of the bar. They seem to be nursing a drink, which is... How are they getting it through that mask that they're wearing? It's unclear.
My friend wants to know what you are.
The mask figure kind of turns, and you kind of get the impression of eyes behind the mask, though it's kind of hard to tell. And you hear kind of a semi-muffled voice going, a lot of people do, don't they?
I don't know, do they?
Why are you over here bothering me?
Passes the time. So what are you?
Human?
What's with the mask?
I'm unbelievably ugly. I don't like to scare people with it.
Are you an undead?
Actually, no.
Are you a fae?
There are rumors that there's fey blood in me, but I have no idea.
Call back over to Dread. It's a fae, but not an undead.
You're getting weird looks at this point, and the guy in the mask, it just... You can't see his face, of course, and you can't really make out his eyes, just enough to know that, it's probably a guy under there, but it's just... It gets the impression that if they could, they'd be facepalming right now.
Well, actually, Dread would be too, actually, but Yeah, I'll get up and walk over to them and I say, "Funny, I can detect a bit of undead on you."
The man sets his drink aside and looks up at Dread. I don't want any trouble. I was in kind of an accident when I was a kid. The magic that was used to save me wasn't exactly normal. It left a trace. It's not like my choice.
I'm Paladin. Is there something I can do to cure this problem? Perhaps.
I'm so sorely tempted to say, I don't like you very much. He doesn't like you either. I'm wanted in 5 galaxies.
Again, you're getting the impression of a facepalm. Like, I don't even know what to say about that.
I'm going back over to my table. I pat Dread's shoulder. Have fun with that.
And says to Dread, unless you have a wish spell handy, I don't think you can help.
Sorry, I'm a Paladin, not a wizard. But I'll keep an eye out for someone with a wish spell. Sorry that I kind of explored my.
It's okay. I've been harassed by people before about it. Most people, it's because of the mask, not because of what you sensed.
Alright, I'll go back to my table and sit down.
That was quick. Thought you were going to smite something.
I look directly at Topaz and say, "He's not evil."
He's your brother?
No.
No, Noxie, it's not worth it. You should stop.
Is Libu and stuff still gambling, and did he get distracted by Topaz's yelling?
I'm holding him.
Yeah.
Noxia stopped.
Okay. Meanwhile, you guys that are holding Libu back did hear Topaz yell back and forth across the room, kind of embarrassing your group.
Every fucking time.
Actually, embarrassing Dread before.
Is everything alright, Topaz?
Everything's great. Why?
No reason, I guess.
I think this place is more our speed, don't you?
Yeah, I think we can eat here.
Should I play for them?
Absolutely.
Fuck, and I meant that jokingly.
Do performance.
Alright. Newton, give me some luck. Give me some luck, kitty. Oh, okay, bye. Well, I'm gonna fail. He said, sorry, Mom.
I knew it at 25.
Wow.
I saw it. Nearly a nat 20. Are you what instrument are you currently playing?
My bongos.
And it seems to be going on very well with the sounds of the roulette table, and people are turning from their drinks and conversations to listen to you, or some of them are just enjoying the backdrop, and others are just kind of like clapping along with your bongo. Excuse me, bongo. Even Vash seems to be pleased by this. And you make 31 gold.
Damn.
What the fuck?
So wait!
Money making machine.
35, 34, 33, 64.
So she's made a lot of money.
I lean over to Vol and I'm saying, can we weaponize her?
We should, right?
From under Volan's arm, Lobu's like, Hey, I see you've recently come into a fair amount of money that you can quadruple that money.
Lobu, shh, stop it.
No offense, Lobu, but I think I'm gonna keep this and have something to show for it.
Ooh.
Ooh.
If you want to live your life like a pauper.
Noxie's going to go over to Fumble, show her a sign. I could be your manager for a percentage of the cut.
I'll think about it.
She like
Go ahead.
she like does a fist pump as like yes. Goes back.
I know the hat. We have to get Noxie now. It's going to be a purple hat with a feather in it.
We are going shopping.
What does
Well-
Fumble even look like?
Fumble looks like
I look like
Cogsworth.
Cog,
Okay.
Just with pink eyes.
just with pink eyes.
Hey, Fumble,
Yes,
do you enjoy playing music?
I do very much so. But Cogsworth thinks it's annoying, so I don't play much. As much as
I think it's beautiful.
Thanks.
And clearly
She-
the people in this tavern.
She like does a like puts her hands behind her back and like kind of swings around in like a bashful. Thanks. Yeah, Cogsworth doesn't really like my music. He says I distract him.
Sometimes distractions can be a nice thing.
Yeah, because sometimes you distract people from insults and then you just make their ears bleed and it's all better.
That's is one use for them.
Dovin! I found that lesson we were supposed to learn.
That is a lesson.
If you don't like what they say, just play until their ears bleed.
You know, if that's what you're gonna take from that, all power to you. A lesson is a lesson.
Sorry, Chris.
No, that's just a great lesson. Fumble.
Guys, I think I found the. I think my loot is my recorder's broken.
Actually, I think Lobo could probably fix that. If you
Yeah.
ask him nicely.
I shove it
Also got-
like into his face. Can you fix this?
I'll cast mending on it, even though like it doesn't look. I mean, does it look broken?
No.
I just cast mending on it like an adult. This is the
Like
most
a
adult-
placebo effect.
Yeah, like putting a band-aid on a top.
Thanks. It looks so much better. I shove
can,
it back into my abdomen.
Well, it's a very good recorder.
Thanks. I've had it for a long time.
I bet you've been down in there, in that temple for a very long time.
Yeah. But oh well. This has been great, though. I've been let out of the temple. Cogsworth actually let me out. How do you know what it's like to be stuck in there with him?
Should we?
He's
be
not a
playing-
very good conversationalist.
I feel like you want out of there.
I do.
Mm-hmm.
Do they have any knife throwing in here?
There are two types of people.
No, you don't see anything like that. The only games that are here seem to be games of chance. You know, the roulette table, the people playing cards. There's a couple people in the back that seem to be playing their own dice game, not part of the actual, setup here.
Hmm.
Actually, I take that back. One person over in a corner, a Goliath, has taken out a knife and seems to be doing a one of those knife games with the hand saying, "I bet you can do this, this, and this," and it's doing that knife trick.
Yeah, how's that work? You have to not stab yourself?
That's what it looks like from here.
I will go over there. Be looking for some friendly competition.
The Goliath stops the knife between the web of his thumb and index finger and grins. What, you think you can handle a knife like this? It's actually quite a big knife. Almost a short sword.
Well, I'm at kind of a deficit. I hold out my hand. I've already got webs.
Well, these'll cut him.
So what's the goal?
Well, the goal is to start, stabbing around your hand and not to hit yourself. But you have to take a drink after you finish a set.
Good.
And whoever stabs himself loses. And you put in money in a pot, and whoever finishes last takes the pot.
All right. I'll take you on.
Do I hear about this game?
Roll a perception check.
Noxie, no!
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
You're hearing this conversation. You're practically behind Topaz.
All right. Moxie's in. She's walking in. She holds a sign. I won in this game.
The Goliath grins. Takes out a platinum piece and puts it down. Think you're up for this?
She also pulls out a platinum piece.
I will also pull a platinum piece.
All right.
I'll walk over as if to watch.
He takes up the knife and offers it to Topaz.
All right. What do I need to roll?
You have to roll a dexterity saving throw. And the Goliath calls out for several shots of rum.
All right, here we go.
Ooh, you come very close to nicking one of the webs along your between fingers. And the Goliath laughs. Now for the little one. Let's see how you handle that. And shots are brought over to you guys.
She cracks her fingers.
He gestures towards Topaz. Drink a shot. And then Noxie, get going. Drink a shot. And then it's his turn. Let's see, 1 second. I just need to double check something real quick. So, each of you, now that you've drinking a shot, please also roll me a Constitution saving throw. Well, your next dexterity saving throw will be at disadvantage. Which means you've increased your chances of stabbing yourself.
Can I see that they're actually being affected by the alcohol?
Yes, you're standing at the table with them. It's reasonable to assume that you can see that they're they're being affected by alcohol.
Okay.
Let's see here. I'm just checking something. Okay, so no decrease on that. Good. He finishes off with that. and hands the knife back to Topaz, who now has to roll at disadvantage. And takes his shot and pats his stomach. Ah, good stuff. Another round!
Don't think I have any way to really cheat. All right.
Maybe you do.
Yes, I did, Lobu.
Lubu will try and discreetly cast Enhance Ability on Topaz for the dexterity.
Actually, while they're kind of doing this, I'm going to.
You know what? I think Danger Sense would apply to this type of save.
I'm
What was
going
that,
to
Fred?
What does Danger Sense do? And you've now given guidance, or enhanced ability, not guidance.
as they're doing this, I'm going to try and I'll touch Topaz somewhere on the shoulder and say, you're doing a good job, and I'll actually spend 5 of my lay on hands to cure the poison.
Ooh.
Ooh, so now you just have a regular roll.
Why is everyone helping Topaz?
Plus-
What is this mutiny?
And I'm actually, I can only do it at one person per time.
Plus
turn.
whatever enhanced ability does for you.
So what am I at here? I'm
The alcohol has been cleared from your system, so you're now sober again. You're no longer rolling at disadvantage, and whatever enhanced ability does to your dexterity roll also happens.
Gives you advantage.
So you get to roll your current save at advantage.
all right.
You do it perfectly. And the Goliath slaps his hand on the table and laughs. Ha ha! Good one! And hands you a shot to drink. Constitution saving throw. You're fine. Nuxie,
overboard.
you're still rolling at disadvantage. Because you're still, you're intoxicated.
But didn't you get cured?
It only affected Topaz. Only Topaz got cured. I didn't hear you getting cured.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I'm making my way over there, but I think I have to wait till next turn to do it. I'm not sure how this goes.
Okay. I will roll at disadvantage.
Nice!
That's
Never
exactly
doubt.
why I gave it to Topaz.
You do basically a showing off thing, and the Goliath claps his hands and gives you a shot to drink. Constitution saving
but-
throw.
Alright.
By the way, since you're near me, you're both getting +5 to your saves.
Well, that's not gonna matter for Noxie.
Yeah, unfortunately for Naxi, even with the +5 in there, you're looking very cross-eyed. Which basically means that it's going to negate the +5 on your next dexterity saving throw. Because it's the equivalent of, you got the equivalent of a -5 to your roll. In
Alright.
addition to that, so that means it's just a disadvantage for your next roll. The bugbear then picks up the knife and does what he needs to do. And ends up slicing right into a finger. Ah! Ugh, blood started to too. I was like, ah. But then he drinks his shot and he looks like he's happier. Looks like the pot's gonna go to one of you. And he hands the knife off to Topaz. He does not
Just
say
you
it
and me.
first. It's got blood on it.
It looks like Noxie's laughing at him, but she doesn't make noise, so.
The world may never know.
So as all eyes turn towards Topaz, I'll touch Noxie on the shoulder and remove poison.
You're back at your normal rolling speed now, Noxie.
All right.
Alright.
You're still getting the Goliath has ordered over a bottle now and is refilling the shot each time you finish with your set.
It's not an advantage. That will be
An 11,
11.
which means that now counters the -5. Sorry, the +5. That. Oh no, it doesn't count on the +5. Sorry, it just gets you intoxicated. So now you've been rolling at disadvantage, but because of the enhanced ability, you're just rolling a straight roll.
Normal, yeah.
Nuxie, let's see.
I'm cured, right? So I'm just gonna roll
Yes.
it normally.
You're now beginning to draw a small crowd. As they're watching you go back and forth, Nuxie, you get another shot. Even with your small stature, you seem to be going shot to shot with Topaz. Although Topaz looks a little tipsy. Topaz, you're up.
Alright, so this is normal.
Yep. Ooh. The Goliath is sitting back laughing, nursing his injured hand, pouring shots for you guys. And the crowd is cheering.
Who wants to start betting on this?
Is that, hear somebody say, I'll bet 5
No.
gold on the little one.
Take my shot.
Woo! Noxie, you're up.
Oh my god.
Noxie is essentially twirling the knife in the air. She's barely touching it, and yet it's definitely going in between each of her fingers, where she's like almost pulling really close, and you're hearing gasps, and you're hearing wild cheers when she shows that her fingers are not touched, and yet all the area around the table now has new scratch marks to show that it definitely went into the table between her fingers. People are cheering. They start asking who she is.
She spins it. Handle. When she hands it to Topaz, she spins it so the handle's facing in like a really cool way.
That's Captain Noxie, everybody.
Captain Noxie! Captain Noxie! Captain Noxie! Everybody seems to be cheering for Noxie. Topaz, you're up.
Right, damn it. That's it. I'm spending a key point. I'm doing flurry of knife stabs. I don't even know what that'll do, but I'm doing it.
You're trying to wow the crowd. And it works! You hear people start cheering and asking who she is as you deftly maneuver the knife and just start showing off with it. Like catching it between your fingers, and they're like seeing that you have webbed fingers, and yet you haven't managed to catch them at all, and yet you still managed to hit in the good spots in there. It's like, wow! Topaz! Noxie! Topaz! They're cheering back and forth. There's like 2 crowds now gathering up. Everybody, like, all the other gambling has stopped, and everybody's gathering around you guys.
I fisted the North Star that last one. I was like, all in between my webs.
How'd that go? Okay, that's what I thought. Want to make
Noxie!
sure.
All right. Oh no!
Oh no!
And you hear people gasp as Noxie accidentally stabs into her hand. Blood starts trickling down. And then there's another wild cheer. Topaz! Woo!
I'm going to hug Noxie.
She hugs back.
Topaz, you're entitled to the 3 platinum on the table.
I'm gonna give it balm of the summer court. Patch up her finger.
You also are given 33 gold on top of that, Topaz, as a cut of whatever side bets were going on.
Ooh, nice. Almost as lucrative as playing bongos.
You want a duo?
I'm not sure I can do that with bongos. I think it would not work out very well. Daggers and bongos.
Yeah, she did a knife and you play the bongos.
Yeah.
Sounds pretty
Yeah.
dramatic. I
We
don't
could
know.
work out some kind of Cirque du Soleil routine where you're
Yeah. And everything's better with fire, so we just had fire.
fire. A knife on fire.
Hitting bongos. The bongos play themselves.
I'm thinking you have the less risky aspect of that deal. Well, it's all fun and games until you hit a wrong chord and everybody's ears bleed.
Or if you
Actually,
accidentally stab yourself in the webs of your hip.
recorders don't have chords, so it's
Oh.
hitting the wrong note.
I thought you were talking about the bongos. I was like, how can you hit a wrong note on a bongo?
It's just. It takes talent, Noxie. Talent.
Well, I'll buy the Goliath another drink too.
It seems that Topaz has been accidentally making friends. The Goliath is suitably impressed. A lot of the crowd is impressed. Even the bartender and the various other people that work there at the tavern are all nodding their heads in approval.
Asking the Goliath know anything about sailing.
I know a little bit. Why?
Interested in a good haul. A decent share of wages.
Mm.
Take of
What are we talking about
whatever
here?
we find. We've got a ship sitting at port right now. In for a few repairs.
Kind of looks you over and leans forward and says, "You're not pirates, are you?"
No, of course not.
Ah,
Privateers at worst.
Yeah, privateers are decent.
We're officially sanctioned. Working with the Council of Saltmarsh.
Oh, you're up in Saltmarsh to the north, huh? Well, wouldn't be too bad heading back north.
Look him over. Does he look like, does he have any weapons on him, or?
No, he doesn't, except for that knife that you found.
What's your trade?
Well, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Done some heavy lifting, done some bouncing, beating the crap out of people who need beating the crap out of. The usual.
We could use a little bit of all of that. Well, point over to Volan and Noxie. At the moment, they're sharing the captaincy. But the half-orc's the one that generally is the captain. I can put in a good word for you. If they're willing to take you on, we might find a place on board for you. There's times when we have to leave the ship. We need somebody we can definitely trust to keep an eye on things and keep order.
Ah. Well, the question to that is, did you say I would get a share of everything?
Well, I assume they'd probably get a decent enough deal, depending on how much weight you're willing to carry.
Something to negotiate with the captain, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I guess I can do that.
Come with me. We'll take you over to Volan and say, someone here that might be a decent addition to the crew.
What's your name, friend?
Oh, I'm Thalia. Thalia. Sorry, I have pronunciation issues sometimes.
Thalia?
Thalia the steady hand.
I'll put my hand out for a shake. Volan. Normally
You're the
captain.
Normally, Captain.
It's a long story. It's not worth it. I didn't do it. It's not my fault. But here,
Yeah, you did.
You very specifically did.
don't know what you're talking about. It's nice to meet you, Thalia. Are you? Can you sail? Do you fight? What's?
I can fight. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. And he kind of claps his hands together. I'm usually much better with the knife game than tonight. Apparently, I was off my game. These two were far better. And he gestures towards Topaz and then Noxie.
I mean, Topaz, you've spoken to him. He seems like a good guy.
I'll vouch for him.
I mean, we could use another member of the crew. We have some semi-trained folk that could use somebody maybe of your talents.
Someone to whip him into shape. I'm not, a sailor per se, but, I could probably find my way around a boat. At least find my way around people, keep them in line, keep them stealing stuff.
I don't think that'll be an issue, but I guess it's something good to have. I mean, I don't see why not. We seem to be taking on quite a few crew members now.
Heavy lifting, always good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you always need someone big and strong to do your heavy lifting for you. Someone like me.
Noxie flexes.
Fumble pats her on the head.
The Goliath actually pats her on the head too as soon as Fumbles lifted her hand away.
Noxie flinches. Too big.
I mean, what do you expect from our travels? What do you hope to do? What do you hope to get?
Well, just seeing a bit more of the world would be nice. Although, if you're heading back up north, that's fine too. Said
I
you're
should
going
warn
back
you.
to Saltmarsh.
That was the plan, but I should warn you that we do a bunch of stupid shit.
Well, that's clear considering, and he gestures towards Noxie and her current hand injury.
Oh, I thought he was going to say in the hat.
Oh, that's healed now.
Yeah, I healed Noxie.
Well, he gestures towards it anyway, and then realizes that's gone, and kind of blinks, but shrugs his shoulders. Well, I'll be delighted to join your crew.
And what do you expect in terms of salary?
Well, like this one, he gestures towards Topaz, was talking about. Maybe a cut of the profits. Said something about privateering.
Okay, so you don't have experience sailing, but you want a cut of our profit.
No, not sailing per se, but I can do a lot of other stuff. Keep people
Would you say you're
aligned,
half-trained?
And then he kind of like looks at the group of you and kind of narrows his eyes a bit. What about you? Are you guys trained on a boat?
Yes.
Oh yeah. What about you though? No, nothing. So you're half trained, yeah.
Well, I'm really good at getting done what needs to be done.
Lopez, would you say he's half trained?
Sounds like it.
What do we pay half trained people?
Half share?
Are we giving our current people like 1 gold a day?
According to my notes, you're currently giving 1 gold a day, 10 silver.
Oh, wait, never mind. That might have to confused.
I mean, what are you making now? What do you do for a job?
Oh, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I've done some heavy lifting. I've done some bouncing around the area. Some what people sometimes refer to as adventuring. You know, find a. Well, that's the last thing I did on some of the ships I've been on. Like occasionally going to a shipwreck and exploring around, getting into dangers, killing stuff occasionally, or dealing with the undead if that happens.
Does he sound like he's embellishing, or does that sound true?
Roll an insight check. He seems legit.
I mean, fuck it, there's not a lot of us. What, 2 gold a day? We don't typically go on travels. That was more of a random thing, but we do need somebody to keep our crew in shape, so.
So you don't need me to go down to any wrecks and, fight undead things, is what you're saying.
So you like to fight undead, do you?
Well, in the wrecks, it's typically either the undead or something underwater has taken over it when you're trying to treasure hunt, that sort of stuff. Of course, yeah, you kind of need, to invest in potions or, the various accoutrement to let you breathe underwater. And kind of just looks at the 2 sea elves, or be lucky enough to be born with the ability to breathe underwater. But yeah, there's all sorts of things down there. The undead are the hardest ones to deal with, since you typically need some special weapons, and I don't have any of those. But there's other stuff.
Here's the real question, buddy. Do you know where there's a good sea wreck?
Ooh, yes, I do. I haven't gone there, and I don't know. I don't know if it's still. I mean, I've heard people say that they don't want to go anywhere near it because it's said to be haunted and stuff. And I haven't been there because, like I said, I don't have the weapons to to take it on. But I do know of a Sirek.
Oh.
Is it
Well-
ghost hunting time again?
Let's say we could get you the gear necessary. Would you be able to lead us to this alleged haunted ship?
Well, all I really need is just a ship to be on. See, I've heard of basically any kind of leans for it. Well, actually, I don't want to talk about it in here. Maybe I'll talk about it when I'm on your ship.
Doesn't that seem a little sketchy
Yeah.
to anybody? I don't trust him. Why does he want to get on the ship so bad? I walk up to him and just say, so, tell me exactly why you want to get on our ship so badly.
I don't know what your ship is. I just know that there's a ship out. You're asking. He kind of gets this weird look on his face. You were asking me about Rex, and well, I just thought of one that I haven't been to because I kept hearing it was haunted. But I know I actually have some information about where it is, and the only reason I haven't been there is because of that. I really don't have any weapons for that, but I don't want to say anything else just because there's
But-
people.
Didn't we just ask you what kind of stuff you needed, and you said you didn't need anything but a ship?
He kind of frowns. No. See, I wasn't actually going to board the ship. You were talking about paying me stuff to take care of your ship, and I was saying is I could get you there to the shipwreck if I was on your ship. 'Cause I don't have my own ship.
So
I
you
wasn't
weren't going to
planning on
board our ship.
Wasn't planning
But
on
you-
getting down onto this other ship. You were just asking me I knew if there was a wreck somewhere. That's
Yeah,
all.
but then you said I'll let you. I'll tell you more once I'm on your ship. Then you said you didn't.
Because there's people here. There's lots of years.
But then you
if I'm
said
talking about it here, that somebody else is gonna beat us to that ship.
Yeah, but then you said you didn't want to get on the ship,
No,
and now
no,
you're saying you need to be on the ship.
He face palms. I meant I didn't want to get on the wrecked ship. I want to get on your ship.
Are you sure? Because you're doing a lot of running around.
You just see this slack jaw, and then he frowns and says, "Well, maybe I don't want to be working with people like you, after all."
Mm,
We offered you 2 gold a day. That's more than most people will see in a month. So,
Well, I just gambled with a platinum coin, so.
well, congrats. You lost 10 gold. So, do you want to join us or not?
Fallen.
Yes.
Fallen. What if let's think about this. He knows where a haunted ship is. We want to fight a ghost. What if we work out a deal with him where he gets a regular small payment, no different than the rest of the crew, but on this particular job, he would get a share.
Okay.
Just pitching it.
But
I've never been the captain.
I still don't think we can trust him though.
Can we do insights?
Yes. Yeah, he seems to be on the level about the ship thing. He just seems to be getting confused by by Volan, the way that Volan's taking his words.
Bolin?
No, that's me.
No, it was I thought it was what Volan said earlier. Oh, or was that from
That was me. That was me.
I'm I'm having difficulty hearing people tonight.
Okay, so here's what we'll offer you.
Forgot
2
to
gold
mention
today.
we're insane.
Oh,
No, I gathered that.
Okay.
our plans right now are to head to Salt Marsh because we do have to report on the info that we found earlier in regards to Pirate Cove. But let's say they don't need our help.
Pirate Cove.
Don't worry about it. We'll go visit the shipwreck and punch some ghosts.
Yes. Fist bump.
Fist bump. So I can offer you 2 gold today and an eighth of what we.
He thinks about it for a moment. His eyes light up, and he nods.
Well, welcome to the Stormy Jack.
And I think with that, we're going to leave off this session.
All right.
Now we force you to stat out a Goliath to add to the crew. Sorry about that.